then Jack would all of a sudden jump.
How does that look? Hold on, let me
No, ow.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, this cheeky Viking. Sorry.
It's alright. What is this? Okay, so that I don't need. So I've got to log into everything. How do I do this? Okay, we need to move to a different chat as well. Let's go. Let's go here.
What? Oh,
Don't worry.
what
Don't
get
worry.
out?
Don't worry.
Just gonna...
Okay, where's my apps? So I'm going to create a new doc, paste that in, and we will redo it. Oops. Okay. Okay, so let's go through this from this link. So we'll be going through all of this, right? And also changing whatever we want, taking out whatever we want, redoing whatever we want. So it could be the longest process, but we're just basically trying to make it better with the level that we have now. So obviously I wrote this by myself first, but now we've got more. We know a lot more. So forward. So the title as well. We can also change that because it doesn't matter what we're gonna have. Okay. But you can see, so we'll just do it on the Google Doc first. All right, so I'll quickly read the foreword, right?
I already read it, yeah.
All right, so the main thing that I was doing is just saying like, I'm not gonna show any tricks or anything like that. I'm just showing what I think is important, and this stuff you can learn without having like amazing aim, you know what I mean, or amazing movement or something like that. It's more about just knowledge, so I kind of want to keep that there, right? That kind of message. It doesn't have to be here, but I kind of want to make it clear from the get-go what this write-up is. So should we change that?
What exactly do you want to change?
Yeah, who's else? I'm glad I don't know. So I'm looking to a few seconds. It could be more something like, after working on something that kind of says that we're sure this stuff is important, saying the same thing, but we have a bit more belief in what we're about to go to express,
I think I understand what you mean now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think there's we have figured out like pretty much like really a lot of stuff that isn't like said in any of the guides, right? And I really think that we should put it into words or in some way materialize it somehow. Let's quickly go. Let me go through all of the guides. Everything. Yeah. It's gonna take a while. Because to be honest with you, I haven't gone through every single guide yet.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
But I think let me see.
today earlier and it freaking zonked out of my gourd more than I thought it would be. So I'm alright, I'm just very quiet.
Actually, let me say. Especially when starting out. Nice. One second. I don't know how you do this. Ah. I see. Like that. Nice gold potato gun. I wonder if... I don't know how this works. So how do I sign in on Streamlabs? That's very strange.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what will we go through in this first guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Common mistakes, right? So I think I focused on what people could do individually. General combat knowledge, so we can go a bit deeper on that. This is what we have already. General combat knowledge. Positioning during combat. I want to keep that. Basically, positioning. So I'm gonna say team synergy. Making plays. And okay, so we have introduction. I'm gonna say basically what we're gonna go over. So we'll briefly write Alright, so I wrote, the point of this document is to simplify your decision making to a very simple but effective train of thought in the heat of combat. This is what we want to still try and do. right?
Yeah.
Right, the second is simplify your decision making to a very simple but effective train of thought during the heat of combat. Hopefully preventing or lessening bad decisions due to being under pressure. This isn't about becoming a master of anything specific, such as the character you use or anything like that. So I could say something like, it's is that how you spell that? Adequate understanding of good. Fundamental. So what is the benefit of having good fundamentals, in your words?
Let me think. Basically, I think having good fundamentals, you're building a foundation on which you can build all of your skills on. You know that your mechanical skill should be an extension,
Mm-hmm.
but the fundamentals, like what we're explaining here, can be applied not just to Apex.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be applied to any shooter, like tactical shooter or team-based shooters, right? Like how to position yourself, how to utilize your teammates,
Mm-hmm.
why
Mm-hmm.
knowing their positions and their situations is beneficial for you,
Mm-hmm.
and why thinking for the team is going to increase the chances of winning, you know,
Yeah.
chances of success. So I think the fundamentals are a good foundation
Mm-hmm.
of how should I put it?
We can like neaten it up later.
Mm-hmm. But I have another question. So, what makes great players, like great gamers, good at playing games?
I think it's like
Forget about their mechanical skill and all that. But so, what makes them good at the game?
their reasoning behind the actions, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the
and
the
they're
their
yeah,
understanding of like the realm they're playing in, like what they can and can't do,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. They're way faster in judging their environment
Mm-hmm.
they're playing in, the rules of the game. They're
Mm-hmm.
faster at identifying the rules of the game, what is and isn't possible, right? Because
Yeah.
their mind is built that way because they've played tons of games, different all sorts of games, and invested like thousands of hours into gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
their mind is basically wrapped around how can I find out exploits?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is something that can distinguish my gameplay to to other people's gameplay, and how I can improve on what they lack, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My
Mm.
bad. My bad.
They're
My
they're
bad. My bad.
better in these things, I think.
Yeah.
So they're good at judging their environment, identifying rules, and they're good at making split second decisions because they're used to it.
Yeah.
And what also supports their second decision is also the awareness of the situation that they're in at all times. They always know what's going on. There are limited times where they're not in control of the situation, even if it seems like they're losing control. And you see when they actually do lose control, you see it, and they actually say it. They express it, like the big streamers. They say, "What the fuck is going on?" Right? They say it out loud because it's rare for them
Yeah. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
having control over the situation.
Yeah. Right. This is important. I wonder. We're gonna go back to that, because then we get to look at why exactly do they lose control? How does it happen? You know. Probably because they wanted to do something and it didn't. It's not allowed. Like they can't do it anymore. But then we find out the reason why they wanted to do it. What like philosophy was they operating under at that time? Hold on, I'm just gonna announce this for those that want to listen. Hold on.
Are you guys going over some stuff right now?
Yeah. I'm gonna just quickly announce it for those that wanna maybe listen in and stuff like that. We're doing this quite open. It's mainly just making notes because I'm gonna go over all the guides again. You know, mainly with Nanda. You know.
Nanda, I have the game ready to go.
Yeah, we can do it after our thing with Atro.
Sure.
Right after this, if you're free after this.
It should be. I have class, but it's not important, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say like one of my best games as like IGL, since I am playing that tournament series with Rip and Jay. I'm like working on that, just like making all the decisions, and being responsible for it. But I don't know if you guys saw, but our first day of the tournament was kind of rough. With like 2 okay-ish games and then 2 really, really bad ones.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be quite interested to see your you guys games.
Yeah, the first one, well, we right now just have like 0 synergy, which kind of stems down to like I have not really played with them before, and I don't know what kind of players they are.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
also, I have another clip to show you, Etro. I want to
Yeah.
get your input on it.
All right.
It was like this. We were playing some ranked after, and me and Jay almost got into a fight.
I think they. Yeah. Do you have it now? Is it online?
No, I have it saved. I forgot to upload it to YouTube. I think. I'm not sure.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right. How much time you got today, anyway?
I have time basically until
We're just making some
right now
notes
I'm
here.
like completely free for the next 45 minutes, and then after that I have to like pop into my class just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But I can do things during them, but I do have to like also like go back and forth between the class.
No
You know what I
worries.
mean?
No worries. No worries. We're just making notes. So, what did we say? I'll probably check this video as well. So.
Please check that later.
So, reason of understanding the fundamentals. We have, building a foundation of skills to build on. Understanding the rules and environment of the game. Is there anything else? I feel like understanding something on a fundamental level allows you to have a bit more control over yourself too. But I don't know if that's just a me thing. Nanda, are you still there?
Yeah.
What do you think? Or is it just like, because for other people, I'd imagine it might be having good fundamentals might mean they're able to autopilot, but in a good way, I guess, you know? But I kind of don't want to autopilot. I want to be very, very conscious, I guess.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about? I was just texting.
The reason of understand, like, what's a reason why we want people to understand the fundamentals, or why we think it's good, something. You know, right now we have having what you said, having good fundamentals is like a building a foundation on a foundation, which you can build upon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding the rules and the environment of the game, you know, so you're not trying to play Overwatch while you're playing Apex, you know, or someone's not trying to. All right, this is actually a cool question because we're playing a bit of Splitgate, right? Which is similar to Halo with the way we play it. So what are some of the biggest differences of the two? And I think one of them is use of cover, the battles. A lot of the battles in these games are open field. In the arena shooters, they're open field, right? Whereas in Apex, you don't get much open field where you're just using the actual map, like a wall, like routes that you can take as cover. You're usually using like environmental objects as cover, you know? Instead of like if I take cover here, I also get to run down this alley. Sometimes when you take cover in Apex, you don't get to move, you know? Whereas if you take cover in Splitgate, you most likely have an option to move back, run away. You know what I mean? So it feels like you're constantly in open field.
I think in just apart from the map differences, because it is an arena shooter, right? Splitgate, and it's a smaller map, and it's designed in a way that you can be pinched from multiple directions, but the way that we have played the game, I would say you always have different options. You're never like truly pinched.
Yeah.
Rarely. But the thing is that like the thing you said is it's more about like using cover. I think in both games using cover is a great part of the game, but in Splitgate that's what keeps you alive. Right? Stalling the fight when you're taking damage, because you regenerate after a while, right? So you need to stall. You need to know how to stall. That's actually a skill, a big skill, and they're more apparent because these are the only things you have to master. In Apex, it's more about like gun skill. You need to learn the recoil patterns. You need to know how to slide jump. You like all sorts of mechanics and also
Sure.
like the
In
different legends, you know, the abilities and all that, how to utilize them correctly and more effectively. So it's more saturated. And in Splitgate, there isn't that many like variables, so you have less variables. So the fundamentals that can be transferred into every other game, right,
yeah.
are more apparent because it's more like pure. Like I think if you don't play with portals and all that, Splitgate is a pure game where you have to absolutely abuse the fact that you have covers. And stalling keeps you alive.
Can you see? Hold on, I'm gonna stream. I don't know how this is gonna go. Let's look at this video, right? And let's figure out the equivalent to Apex, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Nice.
for example, so in Apex, you see someone and you shoot them, they're going to turn to you. So we take cover, right? I'm avoiding damage right now. Now, this guy that I'm shooting, he has options. In Splitgate, his option to heal has already been taken care of. He's already, in a sense, popping a cell or a bat, but he also gets to shoot while that's happening. In Apex, you have to make the choice. But what's the same thing they both have in common is it takes time to recover.
Yeah.
So if you take time to recover in this game, it's the same as taking time to recover in Apex. But in this game, in these arena shooters, you can not take time to recover and shoot. And if you don't get hit, you still recover. So you get rewarded for not getting hit. In Apex, you don't get rewarded with health for not getting hit. You know what I mean? So that's one big difference between the two. That you can
when you're playing Watson or Octane.
Yeah,
because they do get help, but it's an exception. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So we have the similarity is people wanting to stay out of the fight to gain some health back.
Yeah.
Right? That's one thing they have. And you can only do that pretty much if you take cover. Or know that your opponent isn't gonna target you, right?
Yeah.
It's 2v2 again. Okay, let's send it up. So
And if you could pause it. Sorry, keep going.
Keep going. Full play.
I was gonna say that if you play the game with portals, right? And you play against like very good players that have played this game for a while. The portals are there to catch you off guard. So players are rarely going to push you head on. They're gonna try to jukes you with their portals.
Right.
So also this game, because right now you could just head on push one guy and have a 1v1, and you have a good chance of winning just by hitting the first shot, right?
Yeah.
Hitting the first few shots, dealing 30 damage, that gives you a huge advantage. A huge advantage. Whereas in Apex, when you're both using different weapons, you have different variables that you might not be able to win this even if you push someone on having a fair 1v1, right? You could still lose with the health advantage that you've created. In Splitgate, it's a bit different, but
it's more fair, right? Like it's kind of
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's more fair. So Apex is way less unfair. In terms of the exchanges. And so identifying if you have the advantage is huge.
Yeah.
How to spot who has the advantage. Maybe we add that as a fundamental as well. Or
I think so.
so
I think maybe just add a point, because I think a lot of like new players or silver gold players, they create huge discrepancies, like health discrepancies. They win the damage exchanges, right? When they have the peak battle and all that, and they do not know when to capitalize. They do not know when they should full send the other team and capitalize on the discrepancies that they've created. I think we can call it whatever we want later on, but for now the only word that comes to mind is aggression control.
okay.
It's knowing when to play aggressive, when to attack, and when you should play the space game, basically playing for space, playing for and gaining advantages, small advantages, one step at a time when you're fighting a 3v3 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're losing, you know that, oh shit, this is going bad. We should probably take a step back, because they might push now because they've created a huge health disadvantage.
So all right. So in this clip, right? I come up, I shoot you. This is the disadvantage that we feel in Apex, and so it's a health discrepancy disadvantage, right? But the other things that are at play is the fact that I have to reload. I can't capitalize on this, because that means I would have to run into fire. You know what I mean? To try and get you, I have to run into your teammate. But this is what happens. Like that here could be someone's shield that's cracked, right? And then someone decides to push because they understand that they've gained some type of advantage, but the other advantages haven't been gained yet, which is kind of what can I call it? The right to push. So understanding if you have the right to push is where people fail on a very fundamental basis, right? How do we understand? How can we understand how to know when we can and cannot push? Is probably gonna be something we can simplify, you know?
Let's name all the advantages that you could have in Apex. What are the advantages? So we've just named the health advantage, right? We have the health advantage. If I have a purple shield and the other guy has a white shield, I have a health advantage. If I shoot them for 120 and I'm basically full life, I have a health advantage.
Health
right?
advantages. Yep.
We can have weapon advantages.
Yeah.
So if I have an R9 and an R301 and the other guy has a Mozambique and a P20 without hammer point, I have the weapon advantage. Right? So what else do we have? Legend advantages, positioning advantages.
So positioning would be.
Let's say position. Let's stay with position for now. Positioning. For example, they have high ground, or they have a position like they're holding down a choke that I have to push through because the ring is pushing me from behind.
Yeah.
And they are holding down the choke, so they have the positional advantage in this engagement. It doesn't always have to be high ground.
So we have it's like locations, right?
Yeah.
And then we have spacing, which is a positional thing, but it's different, right?
It's different. I think it may be a sub category of location, maybe even. But let's name it as a main category for now. Maybe we can make sense of it
spacing, which affects time, right? Time. It's like time control or something.
Oh, exactly. Time could be a huge advantage. I think it's in combination with space, I would say. Time and space.
time and space.
And I think another word for space is even distance. It could be described as distance as well, but it doesn't have to be like being 500 meters away. It doesn't have to be doesn't have to mean that you're safe or that you're in an advantage. You might be too far away to even be in an engagement. So there is no advantage to be gained in this. There is no engagement at all if you're too far away. So space, time, distance.
So objective, right? Like when you understand what you want to do and another team wants to do it. This is kind of when we have a race or we have a fight for something, right? Like we might have the advantage in gaining some objective that both teams want, right?
This is interesting.
Objective.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is very interesting in a sense that I think objectives are, we could name it as a main category in like we can make a guide about objectives in the game, especially in ranked, right? Because you have you should have objectives and goals when you're doing something. You're not skating the whole game.
Yeah.
And just waiting for something to happen. You need to have some sort of a goal. So if you have 0 KP and there are 13 squads left, so what is your main objective? Depending on your location on the map, depending on the ring, how far you are away from the ring and everything. So you should have objectives, right? Whether it's finding people to kill, finding people to fighting fights to lean on, to get KP, or just straight up running towards the ring because it's ring 4 and we have to cover a long distance. So you have objectives. And or it could also mean when you're racing towards a location where you would have a locational advantage. So these are objectives that you have in the game. And I think we can expand on that even more if we make it a different guide. We'll just talk about it a little later. But I think we can cover it very well with locational awareness.
Yeah. A lot of these are gonna intertwine, but yeah, it's good to separate and be clear. Objective is huge. So health, weapon position, location. So this is our notes on understanding advantage and disadvantages. This is cool. What else? So weapon will include like ammo and stuff like that as well.
Resources.
Yeah.
Just maybe call it resources. It could be heals, shield cells, whatever resources.
Whoops. What did I do? Yeah. We'll keep weapons separate as well. Resources is good. And then I guess just abilities, right? Like legends and abilities, like you said. So the thing about Splitgate is that everyone is running the same legend, right? Everyone's running the same legend, but the weapons can be different. In these games that we play, we always make it fair, right? So there's no question if somebody has the advantage or not in these type of games, though, these training games. So then it becomes even more about playing fundamentally correct, understanding it puts emphasis on the team engagements, you know.
Yeah.
So in this one, we have somebody, in a sense, that's cracked, right? He has options. So now it's 2v2 again. Okay, let's set it up. So now I'm seeing so right now this could be a 1v1, right? But I know this is cool because I know that I have the resource advantage here. This person that's shooting is gonna have to reload. I've already reloaded, and my position is also better in terms of like I can head glitch. You know, I don't have to overexpose myself, and this person has to if they wants to fight, right? They're both there. So when I have an ammo disadvantage, I back down to reload.
Both there in front of me.
Because I see two, and I'm actually backing down to even the odds by waiting for my teammate to come. Which is I think that simple fact there is what a lot of people fail in the early stage. Because it's very personal to them, their exchanges, you know? Why? Because the person that they deal damage to won't they won't just get their health back by taking cover. They have to get their health back by committing to a rest, which is what people often do. So they know that if they win the health advantage, they've won something, they've gained some advantage, and that's what clouds them from the overall situation, right?
It's 2v2 again. Okay, let's set it up. They're both there in front of me. Going on the guy.
So, are you still watching this?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how I do some damage, right? So, I do some damage to you.
It's 2v2 again. Okay, let's set it up.
And then I do some damage to Spectre.
They're both there.
Right? So, you guys have taken damage, I don't. But when I poke back
Both
out,
there in front of me.
you're both there, which is correct. If anything, Spectre's like his location right now is very wide. He can't just get out the fight. But the fact that you're both there is is how people die. Sorry, in Apex, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they go for something, they go alone, and now it's 2v1. The only way the 2v1 can happen is if the guy that takes damage doesn't fully commit to healing. So this is the same thing. So it happens more natural. Well, actually, it doesn't even happen naturally in these games as well. People just learn.
Going on the guy on the right. Okay, Nanda next. Nanda's coming. Nice.
So that's where this is actually what happens in Apex a lot. So you pushed out, and I took this opportunity to try.
Nanda's
and punish
coming.
you. And I do win the punishment engagement because I only take one bullet, but I back down. Because I don't know if my teammate is on the way, and that desyncs us.
Nanda's coming. Nice.
Right? So that means being aware of my teammates is the only thing that could have made this better. You know? I back down because I don't want to get double teamed. But then I leave my teammate to get double teamed, right? So that brings us to that brings us back to we can't escape team awareness as a basic fundamental. Position and looking. So it's not just team awareness, it's how to function in a team. You know? like your own ability to function in a team. Because even if your team do the wrong thing, there's still something correct you should be doing with them. You know? So how to function. We can... This might be a good segue to look at Ken's clip.
Segue. Can you there?
Ken and Jay to see what's going on. They might not be there.
Let's get it on.
I'm here.
Jay, do you have footage?
From what though? I don't know what Ken wants to review.
I don't know. It's so important to have the whole. He might be in his class. Right now. So much. Look at this. I'm going through this one day. I'm going through it.
No.
Let me bring that onto my other monitor so I can click it.
There was the horizon.
Clip it all. No. Let's go back to
No.
I remember that. I see. That's fucking shot me the last. You ready? We might have to dive this guy.
There was the horizon.
Together scene. You know what I mean? Do you want to go here? Do you want to commit? No. Okay.
Here we go. Hang tight.
Okay.
Too many. That's
This-
too many. That's
This
way
might
too many.
be 1, 2.
That's
Good to
3
look at.
teams. 3.
Yeah.
Right side. This. Take the house. Right side. This.
This is probably the closest thing to the Splitgate stuff. A very clear example. Okay, there's teams in there.
Take it. Go.
Okay, I'm here.
Here, on me. Take that.
That is cool, cause
Here, on me.
this feels like you sync up with me here. Get that shield.
One guy. Come.
I'm coming.
Crack them.
So now we have. He didn't have a weapon, so we jumped him as quick as possible, and we have the 2v1. And now we have a second 2v1 that's happening. But what's the advantages and disadvantages for me of what we just spoke about? I'm not sure who has the health advantage, but my health is still good. Resources. So he has a resource advantage because I can't reload. He probably has 2 guns, right? But if this is his one gun, Mozambique or something, I have a full L star, right? So right now, I don't know. I feel like he could have the advantage for the simple fact that I have to reload this. I don't know what guns he has at this moment in time. So that's how I'm feeling. Logically, though, I probably have the advantage because I have the L star as a Mozam. Legend and abilities, right? It's kind of even, right? You can't just really use your Q for free, and I can't just use my Q for free to get out or anything. So it's more fair there. Positioning wise, right? The only advantage I have is your position. Because right now I'm in the open more than he is. And time and space, the time it takes for me to do something, I can't really get out of this fight if he wants to take it. And same with him. Unless he shuts the door on me quickly, I can't get through the door. The objective, though, my objective is to stay with you, which I can do. He can't stop that. And his objective is to try and help and clean up the damage that his friend may have done, right? Or he's coming to save. So his objective right now is either that or to try and kill us. So his objective is a huge disadvantage here. The only way he's going to get this fight is if one of us hides or, runs away. And our team awareness, right? Our team awareness is pretty much clean here because we know we're together. We just did something together. And we're not going to abandon each other with what's going on here. So I immediately take cover. So we have time to sync up with each other, just in case you didn't see this guy, Plus I get to reload if he doesn't come around here. I think I wanted to reload, right? Instead of just switch to my L star. Another one.
Yeah.
So I get the reload off, and then this guy comes in. So he another one. He backed up. Another one.
Yeah, I know.
And this guy comes in. So that's a team awareness on their part. Synergy. There's synergy, right? Team awareness, how to function. Team synergy and awareness, how to function, is what we're going to cover. Because clearly here, they desynced. Two. Which allowed this to happen without a second.
Down.
One more. Got it. Right, this is very clear. This stuff is clearer in Splitgate. We had a very, very Splitgate moment there. Another one.
That's cloudy and you have that.
Two.
Down.
One more.
When you
Got it.
portals, that is.
This is gonna. What'd you say?
Like I said before, in Splitgate, when you play without portals, you have less variables, right?
Mhm.
So it's less apparent.
Mhm.
And because you have this many variables in Apex, and you can outplay people even if it seems you have the disadvantage in almost every single aspect, you can still outplay people with one variable. It could be a Gibby ult, it could be your Horizon Q, it could be anything, right? So because you have this many variables in Apex, the fundamentals get clouded.
Yeah.
Because you have other skills you can master that can turn things around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Splitgate, when you fuck up your fundamentals, you're dead.
Yeah. There's no
There's no turning it around when you have 10 HP because you overpeaked.
Yeah.
There's no Wraith Q. You can't get out of there. You can't reposition without getting shot at. So this makes people in Apex not realize why it is so important to have good foundations. I think.
Yeah. It gains them a lot more consistency.
Exactly. So try to solo push well coordinated team on Splitgate. Solo. Try doing that. You're dead before you even realize it.
Yeah. This is something that we need to master timing our techs to be together, no matter where we are. We're together here. If I shot instantly there, I would be fighting without you. You know what I mean? If I switched my gun and took a challenge, I would fight without you. If anything, it would have been very skillful if I switched my gun and shot him while going to this location. That's different. But if I stand there to fight, I'm forcing you to fight with me. And you might not be ready for whatever reason. Another one!
Yeah, I know.
As soon as you say, yeah, I know, then I know this is happening. If you have to reload like me, you're most likely going to be ready just like me. Two.
Down.
One more. Got it. Yeah. Being aware of your teammate's situation as well as your own, with the little things like reload, position, what they might want to do, is huge. Or you don't get that synergy. You know, consistently. This is what you have to be aware of in Splitgate a lot. If you see your teammate shoot and then he backs down, if you want to take the fight with them, you have to wait. Because if you poke your head out, two guys might just beam you. And I think that's what happens a lot in Apex, especially with people feeling like, oh, I need to do something, you know? Like, oh, look, someone just said, he's cracked, where are you? So you go out there and then just get the shit end of the deal, you know? Because now everybody's ready and waiting for you while your teammate is like healing up or taking their time or reloading their gun, and you just forced yourself out there. I think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot. So that is something that we could. I feel like I should just move this down. So we should name some bad habits, because I think people will resonate with bad habits as well, you know? So it's kind of it's gonna be along the same line as what we just mentioned, but some specific things like mistiming return fire and engagements or something. Because it's like telling people how to do that. That's gonna be the key. What is another one? Abandonment. How do you call it? Right? That's a huge one for us to explain or somehow solidify it, because there's so many different ways to abandon your team. Because you want to do something yourself, you know? Like you want to heal up, or you wanted to take the flank, or you know, there's some things you just don't get to do if your team doesn't understand what you're doing and how they should operate. So you're constantly trying to understand how to operate yourself with your team members, but specifically in a pre-made. There's things that if you want to do something, your teammates have to respect it and understand how they should operate because you're doing that thing. So if you're going for a flank, they have to slow down for a minute so you can get to that flank. Or they could just die in a 3v2 while you're running around somewhere, and then you don't get to do much when you get there. Or what else are some like common mistakes? And what do I have right here? Is the unnecessary damage. We're definitely going to cover that. Damage control. We've covered a lot with these points alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've covered a lot with these points alone. It's just making it clear. So it's like we're covering these points so that when people go into a fight, they can understand what they are looking for, what they're trying to do. On a deeper level than just, I want to deal damage and not take damage. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to make that happen? Avoiding unnecessary damage, damage control. Bad habits is independent plays, right? Because I think people need to know that those things, independent plays, are like, they're not a rarity, but they're not your, they shouldn't be your common plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
In too much independent plays or something like that, because they're allowed, but they're not they're not supposed to be your average type of play style, because it's independent plays that's what ends up dragging people, right? You keep pulling your team and drag and what did we say? Like, pull-in was when you force your team to fight, and dragging is when you're holding them back.
Slow them down.
Right?
Yeah.
Plays. So. Pull-in and dragging. I will explain that. Pull-in and dragging. And I think we should also put this right up. This is going to be more for someone to read and improve themselves, right? But we can put a hint of like teamwork stuff in there, as in no, it still can be quite independent. So we'll put communication, right? But specifically actions and desires. Saying what you want to do and what you are doing is a good habit to have, regardless. Because it teaches you to understand. Sorry, this isn't bad habits. This isn't in bad habits. This is just going to be a part of our points to cover. Okay, this one might be a little complex, but I'm gonna put ignoring team and enemy body language, right? That's when like you see what the enemy wants to do, what they're trying to do, and you do something that kind of doesn't take that into account. You know, this could be simply like looking at a team that is like you see a team that has one person knocked, right? 2 people up, you see one's running over to res, and you're like, yo, we can thread that. But you also saw another team looking at the same thing, you know? And you kind of know, okay, the other team is paying close attention to what's going on there. If we go in, that team's coming in. That's a very basic way of showing that, but this would be there are more subtle things that happen that people ignore, you know. And it's just understanding the psychological side of things, what someone's trying to do, what they want to do. So I think that could be it for now. Fundamentals. So we are up to here. Mistakes, bad habits. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of that's a lot of points that we're gonna go through, man. That's a lot of points. We should see if Ken is back. Ken, are you here? No.
Kenny boy. Oh.
He's probably listen.
We haven't done it already.
Exactly.
Are you here? Let me see if I can get a drink as well. One second. Did you watch that video, bro?
What video?
Shiv.
Yeah, did.
Dude, let me pull that up. Shiv.
You want Petra, did you want to watch the VODs that I...
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Let me quickly see.
So
Let me
like
see something real quick. No.
So the one that we'll go
What?
with the short.
One second.
Sure.
Hold on a second. Dude, I loved this when I was
in
watching.
the corner hiding. Good shit, guys. Well played. Octane on me, guys.
Look
This
at
is the Octane on me, guys. Oh, it's Octane and blood. I need to be.
Can you Can you hear it? Maybe now.
Be careful. They're gonna W key me.
Is this?
2 on left side of me.
Yeah, we can hear this.
One's on the top, man. Fuck.
I don't know if it's faster. Or
Yeah.
not.
Could you pause real quick?
Mhm.
Lag.
Mhm.
That's sweetie.
Really, really laggy. Could you start the stream again?
Mhm.
Try starting the stream again, maybe. It's really laggy.
It's probably because I'm on the.
Yeah, I
YouTube.
know. You're streaming on YouTube as well.
Can I do it?
One's on the top, man. Fuck. Just flash. Yeah.
Like even this
Not bad,
here
yeah.
is him slowing himself down, right? For a reason,
The top, man. Fuck.
you know.
Just flash.
His team isn't going in yet, and something needs to be done with his team,
That's
right? He hears shots going off, right? Then he checks to see what's going on over there. And now he's confirmed it's over here because he doesn't have the communication or the ping. He can only gain it himself. So he's showing his awareness here, right?
Guys.
And he sees he can't make that run. This guy is gonna beam him.
sweetie.
That guy's not on him, so he takes the risk of running forward. And now he's taken this as cover, and he's gonna He's gonna lean on this guy probably.
One more. Inside, I think, on me. Maybe take roof, I don't know. Or second floor on me. He was in the corner hiding.
Do they still fight here?
Your team?
Yeah, look at this. Look
Hey,
at
man.
this. This is it.
Your team? Yeah.
So they're all healing, and they know there's a new team. His teammate gets hit. He hears someone coming up. That is probably the best thing to me, is that he knows his Wraith is weak. He hears her phase,
Yeah.
so he decides to cover her. Right? Instead of going to help that guy, he follows her. Like, I swear that was the best thing. I was like, nice.
Knock one. Knock two. Nice, good shit, guys.
Always with the team. In this clip. That's the only thing. Anyways, let's go to Ken's clip.
Just one more thing. It's just like when you watch players like Shiv, they are so used to solo queuing that they have honed one thing. Like they always know the position of their teammate and the position of the enemy. Like it's like they're focused on 10 things at the same time, and they always seem to be able to stay alive. Right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so somehow he always catches his enemies off guard.
yeah.
He does not have like full-on fair fights with enemies. He always shoots when the enemy is not expecting him to shoot.
When they're uncomfortable.
Exactly. When they're the moment when they don't want him to shoot, he's right there in their face. You know, with his team. Right here, you see it.
Knock one.
Yeah.
Knock two.
yeah.
And his team is right there. They have an angle on the store as well.
Nice, good shit, guys.
Exactly. Yeah. See, like amazing, man. It's
It's good.
amazing.
It's clean. All right, Ken.
All right, so the first, I have like two clips. One of them is kind of short. It's like a ranked game that me, Jay, and Rip were playing after our tournament day. And some of the people here have actually already seen this clip and we've already discussed it, but Jeremy told me that it would be a good idea to show you and have you kind of run through it and what me, Jay should have done, because there was a big disconnect when we
Okay, one second.
and that led to us dying. Right.
Let me try and pop this stream out. I don't know how you do it. How do you do it?
And then I will DM you the second clip that you can run through it on your own time. But the other clip that's like kind of short, it's only like a minute 20. I just have saved on my computer, so yeah.
Okay.
You good?
I'm watching.
All right, I'm just gonna play through it first, like the entire clip, and then we can go back to things that you want to see. Okay.
Kiwi's on purple.
Where is he?
And behind the building.
Oh shit! There's one here on this corner.
On me.
Jay, you're good.
I'm pushing. No, I'm not fucking. Oh my god. I got crossfired on. I'm trying to help. I'm low.
Oh, behind! 90 on this guy. Nice. You're gonna have to run. Back up. He's pushing right. And that's where we die.
Alright, rewind it.
Okay. So like the big mistake happened like here.
Okay.
There was a massive disconnect between me and Jay when I was flanking left. And I was like, I'm gonna take this roof to try to get space control around them. I looked inside the building and they weren't in the building.
Yeah.
So I went up top because I thought they were all outside, so I could see better.
Yeah.
But then Jay ran into the building through this door because he thought I was going into the building through this door. And he ended up taking a fight. And then when he said on me, I was like, oh shit, I need to go help him. Dropped down, went inside, and I mean, in hindsight, looking back at the clip, there was a Wraith that was running in through the door that beamed Rip from the right as Rip was trying to run across here. But I mean, that was a bit of tunnel vision. I didn't see the scan go up on the right side there, like right here. No, not here. Here, I didn't see that. Because I was like running to Jake because I thought he was doing a 1v1 inside the building here. And then, yeah, and that Wraith flanked us, and then we died. So.
Okay. Well, good news is that the clip didn't look too bad to me, right? Like how you guys were playing and what you was doing on a I guess like common level or average level. It didn't look like I saw anything too alarming, right? So we're gonna figure out what's going on, and it's just understanding each other's desires and how you should operate together, right? So there's certain calls that get made, and the question after that call is, what do we do with that, right? So if you rewind it a little bit more, right?
Like here?
Go even further back. You take a zip over, right?
Yeah.
And then they take a zip with you. So if you go, is that the beginning of the clip?
Here.
Right. Yeah. So right now, you're given a question, right? Do you want to take that? And what do you need now? When you've asked a question.
What do I need?
Yeah. when you ask a question, what do you need?
Like information.
Right? You just need a response, right?
Oh, okay.
Because your question, it's either an order or a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now you say, do you want to take it? And if you play, let's see the response.
I'm gonna take this corner here.
Right? Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So rewind it again, right? So this is something that is going to harm you, right? Because you got to know when you can do that. So here you could do it, right? There's a reason why you did it. Maybe you saw an opportunity or you wanted that space. But what I know is good and works for teams is when the question gets asked and you wait for that response. You know what I mean? You need the response if you're asking that question, or you're just telling them you're doing it. So if you play,
You want to take this side? I'm gonna take this corner here.
so then we know,
They scan me.
pause it, that they're coming over because you pulled them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening now. That's the logic behind everyone's behavior. Oh, I came over there because you went over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So whether you went over there is good or bad, now we're just understanding why we're doing things.
Yeah.
Because nothing's random. The only reason why they took that's because you wanted. And there's a reason why you wanted to do that. There was actually a reason why you asked them, do you want to do it first? And then there was a reason why you said, I'm going here. So do you understand why you did that?
Yeah.
Right? So tell me why you went from asking to doing.
So, I went from asking, "Do you want to take that area?" to, "I'm gonna go down there to look."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't say it out loud, but I wanted them to stay on high ground.
Rewind it to where you first ping, right?
You want to take this side? I'm gonna
Pause.
take this corner here.
Oh, pause when you say, like, do you want to take, right?
Yeah.
Go back, right? Could you ping? Yeah, just pause as quick as you can. Could you move fast?
You want to take this?
Perfect, right? That, do you know why you're asking the question right now?
To see if I can get a better angle on the fight, or to like engage the fight, since it's a possible third party, they're still fighting, kind of thing.
Yeah, but there's a reason why you ask, and that's what I want you to understand, because that's where a lot of the secret is, right? To understanding this stuff.
Okay, yeah.
You know, why do you ask? Why does Ken ask here? Because there's a reason
from their teammates.
Right. You ask, but it's not even just that team input from your teammates. Is that you don't know if that's the right play. Right?
Yeah.
You don't know, but then something tells you that you can do it. What tells you that? Yes, it's the chaos.
Fact that they're bubbled.
Yes,
they're bubbled. There's a QB going on, and
right. It's the chaos over there. Yeah, you see it. You like, oh, there's something going on over there. I can get over there. If there was dead silence, no bubble, you'd be thinking, I don't know if I can take that zip because they might beam me, they might see me. You don't know, but right now you're like, I got the chance, and you're moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want people to see in their play. Their own mind at work, because it's not random. It's not random that you ask, do you want to go, and then you just disregard that and you go because you see stuff. But now how does that affect you in the long run? Because this is a habit, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is us operating out of instinct and a habit.
Yeah.
So right now we're gonna see how much does that affect you guys' synergy, because you don't really get, like, everybody does this, right? We just need to get a control so we do it when it's needed, right?
Yeah.
So so now that this is happening, go on.
So sort of like I need to reel back, like me acting on instinct in order to be more synchronized with the team.
Right. The best way you're going to do that is if you see where it doesn't work for you. If you see where it only works for you, then there's no reason to stop doing it, right?
Yeah.
So we got to see where it doesn't work for you. And it didn't work somewhere in this clip because you all ended up dead, right? There is, of course, you can do everything in synergy and still end up dead. But now we're just going to be able to pinpoint, like, where is it good? Where is it bad? You know what I mean? So what are they doing with this play? You know, what do they get to do with it when you go over? You know, what are you guys looking for, or what are you hoping for? So you jump down and take the zip and you go over there. Now you've got different angles on the enemy. What does your team do? What do they have to do? Right? What are their options? What are you guys going for here? What do you want here? So what's going on over there right now? Is there two teams fighting?
That's what I thought when I took the zipline, but I think they just finished off the fight.
They just finished off a fight. So let's assume they just finished off a fight. So this ult is maybe them covering themselves. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when they threw the ult, I thought they were still fighting, but I wasn't paying enough attention to the kill feed, probably.
Okay, so let's assume they were fighting then, right? Let's just pick one. We assume they're fighting. So now you're trying to go in to see if you can third party. And you're making a quick decision so you don't lose an opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So what does your team do with this? What are their options?
To either follow me or just like stay up on high ground, because I could probably get myself back out since I'm Pathfinder.
Right? So that means you could be going to look for something, right? You could be going to see if you can gain an opportunity there or whatever. So these are the things that we want you to, well, I would want you to pay close attention to when you're making decisions, when you're doing things. Like what is it you're actually doing, and what do you want from your team to do with it? So you know how to operate there. When you go here, you can't take a full challenge or whatever because you're going to be alone as far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
Your teammates can only back you up. And then if your whole team comes over where you are, right, then you guys have left with such like an high advantage position for something down here, which is quite, it's not the best position. You know what I mean? It's the only good thing about this is if you're capitalizing or you're going to fight these guys, it allows you to do that. But it doesn't allow you to feel any safer than being up here. So that means right now your objective is pretty is quite aggressive. And this is something you want your team to all be aware of, right? All to know. Where we are engaging here. We're trying to look for an opportunity here. If they all don't know that, then you're pulling them doing this. Because what if they don't want to? They dropped down pretty late, which shows that they wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Or they don't want to. But now their hand's been forced to keep up with you. They see no good way to go down that slope. They're like, that slope is kind of open. I'm gonna take the safe way with you. Now everyone has this position here, which is not that great, right? Not that great over there. So play it some more. Not that it's a bad decision. I'm just saying that this is the stuff we're aware of.
Like, the reason I went down, I didn't say this, but I wanted them to stay up on high ground so I can come back. I wasn't like 100% sure if I should take this engagement yet, but I just dropped down just to look a little bit because I can get back up.
So that's exactly what you should be communicating going forward, which is a desire. A desire. Right. So you're communicating your desire, right? To do something, and you're requesting something from your team, which is to hold their position. This is what's not going right here then.
Okay.
Not the move that you made, not the move that they made. It's the communication of understanding what you guys are trying to do. because then you can communicate that and they can operate wrong and you got new problems. But we know for you and yourself to increase your consistency to see things play out in your mind, because only you can see it. Only you can see yourself going down and zipping back up. They can see themselves going down and never getting back up, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's completely different
Yeah.
world you're living in. So now if you can see that as someone who's making these calls or moves, you need to say it. You have to. Or it's not going to go the way you envisioned. We're gone?
This corner here. You scan me? Is 61 on that guy broken? There's 2 in this. Is it just one team now?
Yeah, I think it's one.
Okay, we
So
gotta-
pause,
we gotta
so
try to
pause.
get a better
Right? So you are now doing what I think you're actually saying what you should have been doing, right? But how are we gonna know to do that? So if you back up, right? If you back up to where you get 60 damage on someone, right? So you get pretty decent damage and you get a scan, so you kind of know whether you... So this tells you what you can and cannot do, right? This situation here. So you know, you guys have all come to this location here, you're coming over, and now this guy that you've just damaged, he's gonna heal that back up. There's no way in hell this guy's not gonna use a bat, right? Or something. So now you guys get to use this momentum if you want to. So it depends on what you're all looking for, right? If you guys are trying to engage on this team, the best thing you can do now is use this window to move and hold different angles on them more to put even more pressure on them. If these guys try to look at you or keep you out, you get to fire back. And this is what you opt to do after this guy heals up, right? So you wonder what you guys should be doing, right? And so it looks like J-Dub and is that Rip? Yeah,
that's Rip.
Rip
and on Jeremy's fault.
is waiting for an order or waiting for something to be called or something to do. You know, and that is actually what I feel like I see is a huge hesitation here from the whole squad. There is no type of what's it called? This like play happening here. If you play it again and see.
61 on that guy broken. There's 2 in this. Is it just one team now?
Yeah, I think
Right. So this brings
the reason I didn't immediately push. I mean, looking back at the clip now, I should have just as soon as I hit that guy for 60, I should have been we're going I'm gonna zip in, try to put more pressure on, and then they can hit different angles. But the reason I didn't go in immediately is because I thought there was still another team there. So I was kind of I damaged them, maybe wait for them to fight since we're still out of the fight. And that's why I asked that question. Is there still another team here?
Right.
And then once I get that, no, there isn't, then that's when I make my move. Which, the timing is off, like we were saying earlier in the mentor session with Nanda.
So the good thing is that you're cautious because you sense some type of danger, some extra entity is around, right? So you're not making any drastic plays, right? You want information. So this is what you should be doing, and try to communicate that, right? I'm not sure if there's any other teams. Let's see, right? Try to communicate that. And right now, what you guys are doing is you're this is what me and Nanda call soft leaning, right? When we gently put pressure on the enemy. This is so we have options to escape. So if you did move in closer, if you grappled in, you would be hard leaning and you would need your team support heavily, right? Not to make any big commitments, but to make sure you don't just get 1v3'd. Right now, you guys are kind of putting such gentle pressure on this team that, you know, you could take the zip back and it's no big deal. You know, the worst thing, the biggest threat is someone behind you guys on the other zip. But these guys, they can't say, you can't die to them. You have an option to turn around.
Yeah.
So this is okay. So how you do this is what probably you could improve on in allowing yourself to make these positional changes and still be in the mind that you're gently leaning on them. You didn't all have to stay at this box to gently lean. You could move over to the left immediately and still know I'm okay. No, it's no harm me going to the left. So now if we rewind it, right? If we rewind it to just a little bit to where you do like 60, right? Hit there. This is good, right? So don't play. So you've just done like 61 damage, right? And you've got questions. So what is the biggest dangers that you could think of, right? The worst case scenarios with the information you have. What is the worst things that could possibly happen?
There's a third team.
And where would the third team? Where would the third team be?
Either on high ground, like where we came from, or like down here, maybe.
Right. So when you're soft leaning, you're not only trying to put pressure on them, you're trying to make sure you guys are safe.
Yeah.
Right? So something's telling you where there's probably no one behind us, right? For whatever reason. And if anything, there could be some team at the bottom in front of you by that choke or walking up that slope to the left of you. These are the things you want to confirm. So moving over to those steps that are in front of you to the left to just make sure there's no team around. You know, you can take as long as you want, get in there. Once you know there's no team around, you can make more decisions because you're playing it safe. You know what I mean? And these are the things that we do when we're in our games. Like we're soft leaning, we're making sure to be like, is this okay? And you've done some damage. They're gonna back up. They shouldn't be on attack mode right now, right? So if you play it, right? If you play it when you start moving,
like here.
No. Rewind it. Let's take a look at your action again. So after you do this, the 61.
Okay, we gotta try to.
Okay, so you move and you've got some cover, and they're doing some damage back. So now you've kind of confirmed to the left of you, there's no team there, right? And so now you're in a sense soft leaning again. Why can't you take this fight with them? Because the outcome is random. We don't know if you're gonna win the fight yet. This is why you can't just go in. And if you do just go in, it should be done as a team, right? Because you're all looking for the same thing. You're all looking for some way to deal damage to the enemy without getting damaged yourself. So strengthen yourself in with formation, which is like you're moving over here. They know you're going over there, and now, what are you guys looking for? You know, we're looking for one of them to do something that gives you guys the advantage. Maybe they're gonna look at the window and J-Dub is gonna do 100 damage on one, or you're gonna do another 60 on one. So things like that. But right now, there's nothing. There's a hard reset. If you guys move up, it's only to kind of gain a positional advantage. And it's gonna be kind of a defensive one to make sure they're all in one place inside the house, maybe, you know?
Right.
This is what I see as what you guys should be doing, and this is what should be understood, so there isn't any major desyncs, right? In the grand scheme of things. So this is before we get into this is before we get into like the micromanagement of team synergy, right? So if you play,
One in the building. Kiwi's on purple.
Where is he?
And behind the building.
right? So pause it. So this is, like you said, this is the biggest like synergy discrepancy of J-Dub going quite deep into the like mouth of the enemy, right? Because this needs attention. What can we really do? The best thing we want right here is for J-Dub to beam them and they don't beam J-Dub.
Right.
Which is something that we don't want to rely on because it's inconsistent. You know, I can't say I'm going in the house and I'm definitely going to beam them. They're not going to beam me. But what you can rely on is what you're trying to do together. So you go on the roof. There's one on the roof, right? So if you rewind it to when you first take the roof.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
There's one here, actually. He's not on the roof. He's like here.
Okay, yeah. Play.
Behind the building.
Where is that?
Oh, shit.
Right, so he's outside.
On that. Yeah.
Right? So we now know that there's one outside. There's at least one inside with J-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
And they're closer to each other than used to. So your only thing you can really do is go inside right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you run across the top, this is gonna leave J open.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if with agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what J-Dub's doing inside. We don't know what he sees. He could be holding them, he could be stalling, he could be doing damage. These are the stuff that's important information. Right?
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe you get information that tells you should run across the top of this roof and catch them, you know, trying to heal or run away. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
It's information as a team is what you guys need. But what actually happens in this clip is going to be what tells us what's going on. So we know that J-Dub's ran in, you took the roof, and now Rip, he is going to be pulled, you know?
Yeah.
Because he can't do much where he is. If a big fight kicks off, he has to come forward. So it's for you to know this and not do too much without him.
So, well, in my head, because I was like shot calling this game and sort of like entry fragging, but so my thought process was like I was gonna be like in front, like the most in front, closest to the enemy, and I wanted actually Jay to take this platform or like this bottom door and not inside, like this bottom door or like the window here, so I could get more information and then like you know, like get some poke damage off, and then I can call like we're hard pushing, because as of this point I'm still not hard pushing. But then Jay goes in through this door and into the middle of the room, which forces us to hard push this when he takes the 1v1.
So here's the thing, right? If you could get control over J-Dub and Rip, that would be perfect, right? In the ideal world. But it's so hard to get control over people, right? I wouldn't even wish for it, right?
Right.
But what you could wish
we
for...
were talking about it before, Jay was telling me like I needed to tell him what he needs to do. But I can't do that when I'm trying to also try and figure out how to take this engagement at the same time. Like I can't be like, Jay, stay there or do this, and then Rip go there and do this.
Here's the interesting thing though. You see what you said before, right? Which was you wanted Jay to do something, but he did something else, and so that meant you had to do something, right?
Yeah.
So you ultimately, even with your wishes in your mind, you ultimately had to do something else, and that is the secret. So now the first thing you can ask for before you gain control is to ask them to tell you what they're doing. And this might be what you guys aren't used to. Because if J-Dub can say, I'm doing this, and Rip can say, I'm doing that, and it gives you guys an idea on what you should do, including you say what you're doing, not as you're doing it, but before you do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because as you're doing it, we'll have everyone just reacting to stuff. It'll be the same thing. But if you can do it before...
But I don't know if they say anything.
Right?
Because over here I call, like, I'm flanking, and then over here I say I'm taking the roof.
Erie's on purple?
Where is he?
Do I say it?
Behind the...
No, maybe I don't. I don't say it. So
Go back further. Let me see.
Hold on. Let me turn the volume.
Because I think you...
One in the building. Erie's on purple?
Where is he?
And? Behind the building?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say it either.
So this is the common thing that is it's not natural for everyone to tell people what they're doing before they do it. You know what I mean? Because saying, "Oh, I'm running over here," right? How much should you do it? But do it as much as you can, because if J-Dub says, "I'm going inside," maybe you react different.
Hello?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
If Rip says, I'm holding this angle, I'm staying back, maybe J-Dub doesn't go inside. Because you guys need to know what each other is doing, so then you can learn to work together. But if you don't know what each other is doing, then you're 2 steps behind when you could just be 1. So it's the desires, because who can say, yo, going on the roof was the best choice, or going inside is the best choice, staying back is the best choice? There's no best choice. You just have arguments for days, right? Yeah. There's no best choice. But what is going on is you're not working together. You're in the same environment. You're in the same game. You're in the same place on the map. But are you working together? Not really. Not yet. It takes a different type of effort, which is why, like, when you solo queue, you pay so much attention to your teammates because you don't get to decide, right?
Right.
But in a pre-made, you all get to make choices, but 2 of you has to make some sacrifices. If one person makes a call and they're doing something, the other 2 react to that. Then another person might make a call, they're doing something, and the other 2 react to that. And then you get questions. Are you with me? Are you ready? Stuff like that. Do you guys want to do this? Yeah, I'm ready. Stuff like that. And this is what's going to boost the teamwork, because the ideas are good, but they're too individual when everybody has their own ideas and they're all just doing their best to stay alive, their best to kill. But what you want is everyone to work together, right? So if you play again, so now we know we've got 3 significant choices. One's gone inside, one's gone on the roof, and one stayed back. So let's play.
There's one here on this corner.
On me.
You're good?
No, not fucking. Oh my god.
Right. So what happened there?
So Jay calls on me, which forces me and Rip to both run towards him. But we have also established that was a weird call where he was literally just calling that there is a person close to him, but he wasn't in danger. Like, he actually did damage to him, like traded the favorable way. But me and Rip both thought that, like, he was gonna be in trouble.
So there you go. So understanding of each other's calls, because you
all
all can make the same call. Yeah, you all could make the same call and mean completely different things. So now what we want is trust on how you guys operate. So if you rewind it to where Jay is inside and he shoots, right?
Yeah.
What is the question you guys are asking is, what is it you want? No, rewind it more. When you're on the roof, right? When J-Dub says something, play so we hear J-Dub. Pause it right after J-Dub says. Pause. Right? So he says on me, and the question is, what do you guys do with that? You know? What does he want? And it's, you guys didn't know what he wants, but you know what's best is, I don't want J-Dub to be in a 1v2, right? So you guys are operating off of instinct. But what is it that J-Dub actually sees and wants you guys to do are the things that you guys should work on, which is J-Dub, not only is it like on me, a better call is maybe what's it called? There's two guys here, you know?
Mhm.
There's guys inside, I'm holding them.
Or even if he didn't use that tone of
Mhm.
voice, he was like, on me, like
Yeah, like it was like an
about to
urgent call.
engage or something, but they were on the other side of that window.
Yeah.
So
this is the stuff.
That's why me
yeah.
and Rip both ran over, and then Rip got lasered by the Wraith from the other house since he had to cross a big punish window just to get there.
Right. So understanding, you know?
Yeah.
So these are the things that will help, because the decisions, like when I watched this video, they don't look too bad, you know? Like I didn't see J-Dub go in and just get dropped, you know, or whatever. I didn't see you're all trying to work together. It actually doesn't look bad, but the one thing that's missing is the understanding of each other's behavior and what you want from each other. So if you play some more, so something happens to Rip, right?
Yeah.
He gets held out by one guy.
Yeah.
And now,
which I know this is pretty cringe to watch back, but like we just straight up ignore him. And so does Rip. Rip actually just straight up ignores him.
Yeah, because but there's something going on in front of you guys, and it does look like it needs attention. Because what are you gonna do? Ignore Jay? Jay's doing something here.
Yeah.
And you guys don't know exactly the situation, so you're coming to see. So play.
Trying to help.
So the fact that so this is just this is just a situational thing of knowing that the guys outside aren't they're not the immediate threats. You know what I mean? They can't really kill you guys if you guys just back off from them inside the house. You pushed them out the house. Now you need to regain some composure, but you can't do nothing to those guys. You know what I mean? So there's so many things to work on, such as communicating your desires and understanding what is a kill, what is a kill and what isn't a kill. So how do you guys confirm kills? You know, and the best way to figure out that is to see when you guys play, where do you get your kills from? How do you get them? So do you have any clips of you guys doing good?
Yes, but Jay has them. I didn't record that one. It was in the tournament, and it was our second game. We had 14 kills.
You should see exactly why you got those kills.
Yeah.
Because this is important to understand what you're looking for in your games, what you want to see. You know? And if you should be able to tell the difference between it just being like lucky, random, or whatever, you know? If you guys felt like you did some good stuff together, see what it was. What was the good stuff? And what is it that you want to replicate in your games going forward? But there's a lot of misunderstanding here. It's not that any of you are playing bad. It's just misunderstanding of what each other should be doing and what you want from each other.
Right.
There's a lot of just like, I'm trying to come to you. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to get an edge on enemy. But what is the squad trying to do together? You know?
Yeah.
So when we'll get everyone moving in unison. So we would need more clips to see. But yeah, that's what
I mean. We'll have more clips. This is the third time me, Jay, and Rip play together. So it's kind of hard to build chemistry when it's, you know, not a whole lot of hours played together, right?
Yeah, of course. So we're starting good because because this could happen for months.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
Not.
Yeah,
It only lasts 3 months.
Yeah. It doesn't just magically get better. You have to focus on something. So this is good that you're starting early into it, because this stuff should be welcomed. Let the big desyncs happen. Let the big fuck ups happen, because they show you what you need to work on, and they're good. You know?
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. And then here we just kind of die because
Mm-hmm.
I get beamed. 90. And then
Uh,
on this guy. Jay goes and finishes him off, but then obviously
Nice.
now they have a 2v1 with
You're
Jay
gonna have
being
to run. You're gonna have to
hurt.
run. Back up, back up.
Pushing
He's
you.
pushing right, pushing right.
And that's a 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's the whole clip.
So I think the biggest upset here. What would you say the biggest upset in that whole engagement was? It should be clear.
Our lack of awareness from the Wraith.
Something that happened in that engagement. That
Like
really,
the whole clip?
Yeah, there's something that happened in that engagement that was the most upsetting thing, I think.
We just didn't tell each other what we were doing.
All right,
Lack
so
of awareness of
what?
teammates.
Yeah, well, what I saw is just Rip getting damaged, without like any return fire. He only got damaged because he tried to move and tried to get to you guys, and he took quite a lot of it, which put you guys at a huge disadvantage before anything kicked off. This changed everything for you guys. It's gonna change the mentality of the enemy and everything. You know? So
Right.
so one thing is, how could we have prevented that from happening? And this is something you guys would have to do together, you know? And it's that feeling of he needs to feel like he doesn't he can tell you guys his situation and you guys can make it better for him, which is he can't move, and you guys are okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't do anything crazy, he can't move, so you guys are still looking for what you guys can do. Before anything crazy happens, you guys need to figure out what's going on. So you guys were scouting and doing, and you're edging closer to the enemy, so something's probably going to happen. But be aware of everyone's situation. Because this one guy says, yo, like, I've cracked him, let's go. And the other guy says, I can't move. Then you chill on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Try and see if you guys can... you know, listen to each other. You don't want to just hear your calls because it's only your situation. You also want to hear what other people are going through. If you're all telling each other what your situation is, you're trying to work with each other, but tell each other what your situation is so you all can have an overall understanding of what's going on, which is another thing that's hard to work on because it's not natural, you know? People don't naturally do that. They just try to do what they can, but they're not commentate in their own, like, be the commentary to your own in-game experience, you know?
Right.
For your team.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the big misunderstanding with me and Jay and Rip. We're just trying to get our sync back as fast as possible, and that way.
Yeah, it wasn't that
when
bad.
We play the tournament next week. It's like it felt really off, you know, like even
no.
Well, like,
I can understand that situation was, it ended poorly. You hardly did any damage. You guys died and everything, but the you guys, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? There was a lot of good in that video, which means there's a lot of good potential. And I'm not just saying that. I'm saying, like, if I saw, sometimes you can see people go in and you guys could get 2 knocks and everything, and come out alive, and I'll be like, you guys, like, you have no teamwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you're not even trying to work together. You know what I mean? But they're like, yeah, but we won. But that's not the case. So you guys are gonna go through just some rocky patches where you're trying to sync up. It makes everyone do things differently, but once you get it down, it's good. You know?
Yeah. Give me 1 sec, extra. I'm getting a call. I think it's probably a spam call, but
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Ow!
He's on the phone.
Alright, that was the most annoying spam call ever. Called me, nobody talked, and then there was just like this high-pitched like beep sound right in my ear. That was the fucking worst. Alright, sorry.
What's the next clip? Let me see. Let's see.
Okay, and then I sent you the actual
Oh.
I DM'd it to you, the YouTube clip that I actually wanted you to review. I didn't think the clip with me, Jay, and Rip would take so long.
Okay,
so the main thing in the VOD that I sent you was like it's a pretty decent plat game for me. Like we came in second. I was like shot calling the whole time. I was just kind of practicing like being more assertive, I guess.
Hey, do you this is funny because I've been dabbling in the shot calling thing, and it's changing a lot. But what do you think a shot caller's job is?
Is to guide. It's to give the team a direction towards like a macro general direction in the game.
Yeah.
Between like rotation. Like that's what I think my role is to call which like, and it depends on our comp because like
So the next question is, how does a shot caller do that?
By saying we should let's take this area, or like making the decisions on the fly and being like, we're not taking this, let's go here, etc.
So that's something that can happen. Is there anything else? Because I've learned something else. And I think this is another thing that it's very common. Everybody knows on a very basic level what shot callers do. And that's they tell things, they make decisions, they make these calls, they guide, they give the team objectives. But actually, what I find in playing with Nanda and Spectre is it's not just about making calls and making decisions. It's about making sure the team are aware of each other and they are together. Because Spectre can make a call. And I always say, okay, Nanda, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? And he's like, yeah, I hear. Well, Nanda can make a call. And I like, Spectre, you with?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Their job is to make sure they get the responses from everyone, to make sure everyone has an idea on the same thing. Because if you just say, yo, let's go here, and you're making these calls, the other part is, are you making sure that they both understand what you just said? So then if you just make the calls, then the team can only operate from your perspective, which is very, very tunnel visiony, right? You can see everything in front of you and not have the crucial information that somebody else has. They just looked in and saw that somebody's knocked. You didn't see that. So as soon as they're like, oh, this is happening, and you make sure, yo, Rip, did you hear that? Like, we're doing this. So it's about getting the team to agree on something. A lot of the time, we don't know, and this is the best way to look at it. You don't know what the best decision is. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
You're just making a call and making sure everybody is trying to execute that one thing. Because the hindsight shit doesn't get anyone anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you say, we shouldn't have done that, right? And then my question is, why shouldn't we done that? Because look what happened. Okay, cool. well, how can we not do that next time? Well, I saw that we shouldn't. Well, the next time you need to say it, right?
Yeah.
And then the in-game leaders make sure everybody hears that, and we're all doing that. Because if you make sure the in-game leader heard it, the in-game leader could take care of the rest. And I think that is the biggest job of the in-game leaders, to make sure everyone's on the same page constantly. You know?
Mm-hmm.
To say who's falling behind, who's left behind, what you need to do. Like, Jay, hold on, Rip is not here, Rip is not here. Okay, I'm just holding. Rip, can you make it? No, I can't. Jay, hold up. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is what I'm noticing is more important than saying, yo, we're pushing, you know, and making sure, okay, we're pushing. Like, you don't get the input of the rest of the team.
Right.
So this is something that I've noticed has helped a lot, because like I said, my perspective is just one perspective, and it's not good enough ever. There's so many times when I play with Nanda and I'm like, yo, we're doing this, and or I'm just like, Nanda, what do we do? And he's like, I think we go here, and I'm like, hey, we're doing that. Oh, he says, we're leaving. Like, this is bad. Let's go. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Spectre, are you ready? You know, like, this is it, because someone is making more of the decisions, but the whole team is making the decisions too.
Right.
This is very, very, very good habit to have. I think. You know.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely want to try doing that more. But yeah, you should pull up the VOD and see if I actually do it in this one, because I feel like I did a pretty decent job as Jill in that specific VOD. I led us to top 3 with like multiple kills. I took us out of some very intense situations, and they actually listened to me, so that helped too.
Yeah, it's huge. Let me just quickly see. All right, we got some action in the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's right off the bat.
Okay, let's do it.
There's oh man, there's
You're not
24
sharing.
people.
I'm not streaming.
You're not.
1 second. Okay.
It might be very contested.
We were very
There's
contested, but I just said fuck it.
24 people.
So we're looking to see what you guys' win conditions were this game, what happened, so we can get a better understanding on why the fight was won.
It might be very contested.
We have 2 different.
Is this Jay and Rip?
No, so it's me and my friend Mike, who's Dr. Weaves, and then a random third.
Okay.
Predator, previous Predator squads in our. One's dropping
It's,
relay,
very
and the other
pixelated.
one's dropping rig.
Sorry, I might need to turn it down. What did you say?
It's very pixely.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No artillery.
I don't know if that's Discord. Like
It's probably me. I don't know. But let me
No.
see if I can do anything.
This
mean
big
runoff?
scam. Yeah.
The what?
I don't know.
Wait, can you pause it real quick? See if it's any
Yeah.
better on my screen, because I could just like
Mhm,
start and stop it if
Yep.
if
Definitely.
that's
let's
not
try.
working. Like my video quality was pretty good, right, on that last one.
It was. Let me pop out. Yeah. Okay.
So how's that look? Can you like read
It-
everything and
Yeah, it's good enough.
okay? Wait. Okay.
Oh, like broken relay?
No. This
mean
big
runoff?
scam. Yeah.
The what? Wait, there's a team here. Oh shit.
I gotta drop.
Dropping with you.
You're going where are the teammate, man?
Knock this guy. On me.
Okay, what was it? Rewind it. Okay, look at this, right? Let's look at it from just a very like on paper aspect, right? So
Yeah.
look at the first shots you take. Okay.
Wait,
These
there's
ones?
a team here. Oh,
Mhm.
shit.
Mhm. Look at why don't you die here? Pause. Why don't you die there?
Because they were engaging each other.
They're engaging and they're not looking at you, right?
Yeah.
So we know that you somehow, whether it was intentional or not, right? So what was intentional was you going over there, but you didn't necessarily wait for them to fight. They were just fighting and you took the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So now, in your games going forward, if you can wait for this to happen, you should wait for it to happen. Why? Because we know that it works.
Yeah. I mean, it was intentional.
No, I mean,
was
what
gonna just-
wasn't intentional is that, what's it called? You waited for two teams to fight. Yeah, it was just happening. You landed and you were surprised. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, there's two teams here. I don't want that. Wait, they're fighting. I'm gonna go take a look. What I'm saying is when you're roaming through the map freely, you could see a team, but they're not fighting anything, right?
Yeah.
Then you know that if you can get some other information that, oh, there's another team here, they're probably going to fight. Let's wait for that. Why do you do that? Because you can see a team in the distance running and know where they're going to rotate. You can move around the map and see another team where they're going to rotate and go, they're probably going to fight. Let's see. Sometimes they don't fight because they're two experienced teams and they're like, we don't want to fight this. They don't fight.
Right.
But if they do fight, you go, let's go make this happen because I want to see the same picture that I saw here, which is me shooting at someone for free. And this can be very deliberate in many engagements, you know?
Yeah.
In many engagements. So play. So we know the condition for you to get,
Dropping with you.
some free shots there. What's the condition here, right?
He ran away. Stopped shooting at me.
Right. And why did you get like so much damage on him without taking damage?
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready, and he was on the zip. He can't do too much on the zip. It's an easy shot for you. There's all these factors happening that you can look for. And this is what you don't have when you take a fair fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes before you take, like, it's as simple as wait for them to take the zip before we shoot. Please take the zip because I want to get these type of shots. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
These are the things that we want to look for. And we want to avoid the shit that gets us killed, which is very fair fights, full health, don't know what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what we're actively looking for. If you can't get all these conditions that you know helps you win, why take a fight?
Yeah.
So there's some fair fights that you can win easily. And what's that? When you have greater position. When you guys start to get an eye for this stuff, you won't be charging people in houses. You know what I mean? Because you're like, I don't know what the advantage is there.
It's like you know what the triggers are to initiate a fight. It's like power positions, way better loot than the other team.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, you gotta look for all of this stuff and know when you don't have it. So right now you're shooting almost in defense, but there are some advantages. You know what I mean? There's some big advantages. So the moment you shoot and you see there's a white shield, you have a blue, he's not doing damage to you. It's getting better and better for you as time goes on. You know what I mean? But now you've dropped. You know you've dropped. Why? Because your team is down here. So you get this kill. What happens next?
Knock this guy. On me.
Right. So, why did you guys get that? Right? The answer is there because you was in a position where if this guy chose to follow you and fight you, he's gonna get hurt by your teammates. This is the situation you want to create regardless of where you are on the map. It's possible. It just takes effort. You know?
Yeah.
If there is someone in the houses behind these guys, how can you get all of you guys to shoot? If there's someone behind that wall shooting Dr. Weaves, right? In the top left corner, can you help him? No. So if you guys can't fight that, then you just get him to take cover. Don't fight it. Wait till he comes out behind the wall. If he doesn't come out behind the wall, I guess you're not fighting that guy. You're just defending against him.
Yeah.
Because there's no win condition here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is how we start to train our eye. So now we get to see why did you win these fights? Why did you get these kills? You know, let's keep looking.
Mm-hmm. Use ammo.
Above.
Yeah, I know. I'm safe right now.
10 seconds.
Can you scan? Okay.
10 seconds. I already.
This guy here. There's like a down guy here. He's one hit. This guy's one hit. Wait, I'm going over to him. Nice. Another team's coming.
If you could somehow see the last 50 kills you got and come and see the similarities see the win conditions between all of them, that would paint a big picture in your head of, oh shit, this is how I should be playing because I get kills this way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then and then someone, the thing that messes with people's minds is, that's not what the good players are doing, right? The good players are also taking unfair fights. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because if someone has, think of it this way. We want to avoid 1v1s, right?
Yeah.
But pros 1v1 a lot, especially in pubs, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they can, to them, it's not a fair fight.
It's not a fair fight at all.
Better.
They're just their aim is so much better, their understanding of the game, the situation is so much better than the other person. It's not a fair fight. They're not taking fair fights.
Yeah.
Screw fair fights. They're too dangerous.
Yeah. I think over here we just kind of dawdle around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Just I try to look for loot since none of us have anything. Do you want me to skip forward a little bit?
Yeah, you can.
Nobody took the ship. Okay.
What's that?
Yep, you can skip forward.
Okay. So I go in here, loot. We go down to spotted. We'll walk around a bit more. And we go down to spotted, and I think we take a fight here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe? I'm not sure actually.
They're fighting over at treatment or whatever this treatment up there. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's where we take the next fight. So it goes. We're just looting. Okay, now this is where we engage.
I'm we finished. Last time peaks.
Don't talk. Cracked. Oh shit! Oh fuck! I'm backing up. I gotta heal. Alright,
I'll hold.
Where are they?
I already scanned.
You see the behavior of whoever said I'll hold. Dr. Weaves?
I don't think we should take
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he gets. He could get a beam. We're expecting him not to do any hard challenging. He's going to back up. He's just making sure they don't push you while you heal. Why did you take that damage, though? This is a better question. So rewind it.
I didn't know they could shoot through that window. I didn't know there was a window there.
Rewind it. Because there's no way. We need to know where all the windows are in the game to make you not take damage, right?
Yeah.
Why did you take damage here?
I was just out in the open after putting down a zip.
It's not even that you were just out in the open. What was you doing and why was you doing it? So rewind it even more. Get some context. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your context right here. Beautiful damage. Now, what is going through your mind?
We might want to push that.
We're winning, right? We're winning is going through your mind. Let's go. But one thing you haven't done is figure out where the enemy is. So we know if you push it with ignorance,
think
bad
Petra
shit
died.
happens, right?
Petra,
Oh, are you there?
you cut out for the last like 5-ish
I was
seconds.
saying we know if you push with ignorance, right? Like
Yeah.
lack of understanding of the whole situation, it can go bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the one reason why you took that damage is simply because you didn't know where it was going to come from. You don't know where the other two are. Now, look at what's in front of your face. When you take damage, what does your teammate do? Right? You say, "Oh shit." What does your teammate do?
They immediately shoot at them. And
Right?
put pressure on them.
And then he says what?
I gotta heal.
Alright, I'll hold.
He's
Right?
holding.
So why don't expect that from the other team, the enemy? When you beam someone, why shouldn't they go, "Okay, I'm holding"? This means you're expecting some defense fire. Right? If you give them the same respect that they should have for you guys, you would expect that.
Wait, say that again. What do you mean?
So, what I'm saying is, when you take damage, immediately your teammate says, "I'm holding, I'm defending you." When you deal damage, you don't think that the other team is going, "I'm defending the guy that just got damaged," right?
Right.
Because if you did, you would be thinking, "Where the fuck is the other team? I can't just
okay,
can't just take a zip over there because someone's gonna stop me doing it. Someone somewhere
Right.
is." Because Dr. Weaves would stop them if they just put a zip line on right now and go in because they beamed you. You took way more damage than that guy did. So why aren't they throwing zips out and coming to you? Because Dr. Weaves is going to push them back. This is what people are doing. So then the other question might be, "Oh, well then how are we supposed to capitalize on damage you do?" Look for the guy that's going to defend and see if you can beam him.
Okay.
Make him trying to hold be the punish, like the mistake.
Okay.
You've beamed one guy, so where's the next guy, right? So if you rewind it, when you get that beam, let's look again with this mentality, right?
Right.
You beam, and then you think, where is the next ones? Where are they coming from? You can hold your position and see, because they're going to show themselves. Either the whole team's going to run and you go, "I think they're running away," or you hold and you see two people poke their heads out and go, "I'm going to defend my teammate," right? Then you see their position. Can you beat them in the position they are? Wherever they pop out from, you will know where to move to. But instead, in this mentality, it's, "I want to capitalize because we're winning," which is what you kill people for every day, but we do it ourselves too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you've conditioned one. What is the next two gonna do?
For their team,
Mm-hmm.
they're probably gonna like hold for their enemy.
Right.
Is it conditioned one?
Yeah, you conditioned one. You've did damage to one, so now he's gonna go on the defense. He's gonna hide and heal up, right?
Right.
For the most part, a very common reaction. But the other two are also going to react to what just happened. When, for example, if you're fighting me, and Nanda, right? And you beam Nanda. We're either gonna say, "Okay, I'm gonna defend you while you heal up," alright? Or we're just gonna run. Right? If the other team, why are we running? So we can heal up. We're gonna get some space so we can heal up. If the other team chase, then we're both gonna be looking for the first guy that's chasing.
Right.
To punish him for being too close to us or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's happening to you. It's not happening on a very conscious level. Everyone's just operating and reacting naturally, as you know, in a very respectable way. You beamed one, you back down, two guys are now taking a look, and just the natural course of action is happening. The good thing is that you back up and your teammate says, "I'm defending." No one does anything crazy. This is what works. So you made the big mistake by just thinking you could grapple for free. You need to somehow confirm that you can make that grapple. You know?
Yeah.
First.
Well,
and
I was
then
putting
it's
the
fine.
grapple down So I wasn't actually like hard committing to the grapple. I put it down in
Mhm.
case we could, like, we had more pressure on them. But
Mhm.
in the moment that I did do my grapple, I wasn't thinking about his two teammates.
Right.
Because I was originally like I know what was going in my head here. It was like, okay, we might be able to capitalize on this. I'm gonna put a grapple down in case we can because there are multiple teams fighting here.
Mhm. Mhm.
And because I heard fighting coming up, I wasn't expecting, and that's part of the reason I wasn't expecting those guys shooting back at me through the door is because I thought they were still engaged in another team fight.
So now it's up to you. Do you want to
Yeah.
expect it from now on or not? Because it's not up to
Yeah.
me. It's up to you. And the
Right.
main thing is that there's some things that are acceptable. Like getting shot from a flank right now is like, yo, we checked that spot. I did not know no one was there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you can't be aware of absolutely everything. But this right
Yeah.
here, you could be you beam someone over in that direction. There's something dangerous in that direction. His team is probably in that direction. We say, is that a rat?
Yeah.
Is that one? I saw one guy. Is it a rat? Is it a rat? I don't know. Let's just assume it's free. Okay, then let's see. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
It's up to you. You know what I mean? No one
Yeah.
else. So it's
I should know.
yeah. It's so now we know that regardless of what you think is good, you beam one person, respect their space.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's gonna poke their head out somewhere until it's
Okay.
been confirmed that they're not. Bloodhound scan is perfect for that. You know, when we beam, say like I'm hungry for KP, Nanda beams someone, and I'm like, can we push? Can we push? You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because we don't know yet. So what are we looking for? Hell no, are we gonna stand out in the open, you know, because we don't know. But if what's good when you're in the open, if your teammates are right beside you, if they're ready looking at the same thing, then maybe it's okay to stand there. So how do you do that? Are you with me? You want to go? You want to do something? Are you with me? Are you next to me? That's what we start to do.
Right.
Yeah, I'm here. Cool. Because if I take a beam and I don't see Nanda shooting back, I'm like, yo, you said you was with me. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or vice versa. You know? I thought you were with me. Ah, shit, like I got distracted or something. Some decent happened. So this is kind of what we want. The consistency is what we want. Is to strengthen what works and lessen what doesn't work.
Right.
You know? Which is, you know, making a bold movement when we just don't know what's going on. The only reason why you put the zip there is because you got the beam, man. You know?
Yep.
So play some more.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! I'm backing up. I gotta heal. Alright,
I'll hold.
Where are they?
I already scanned. They're alting to hold.
I don't think we should take this way. Or we have to push into zone. Just keep watching. Just keep watching it. Mike, heal up that last.
I think it's too deep.
Oh, they're fighting another team. There's another team here.
You see this behavior here?
Third party does.
This is the behavior would nice to see after you get that shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. You know they're fighting, but you have no idea. You all don't know if it's good enough yet. You're fishing for something. So this stuff keeps you alive. So this is good. So you can see the difference of the bold plays, and they need to happen. But the thing is not to be perfect all day, every day. The thing is to be very aware of why something is happening when it happens, because that's how you improve. If you don't know and you just like, oh, I just got beamed because I didn't know there was a window there, you don't get to improve, right? Because there's a different reason why you took damage. It's not because you didn't know where the windows were.
Right. Over here. Right here. This guy. On me. downed him.
Me. Behind.
Yup.
Rope.
Downed him.
Look at that. So if you rewind it, so let's look at that again, right? On why this guy died. Like, why does this caustic die? Let's look at the main reason why this guy died.
What?
Can you hear me?
Are you talking, Etro?
Yeah, it might be just cutting out. I could try a different server. Hold on. Let me see.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Yeah. Let's look at why the first guy, I think it's the caustic, dies, right? Let's look at the main reason why he dies.
Oh wait, it's like here.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to play like right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
On me. I downed him.
Right? Look at your life. You were dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he dies, and why?
It's because my teammates were right there shooting
Right?
back.
It's very hard to get kills without taking damage. And when you get kills without taking damage, you got to look at why. Was their aim bad, or was they not looking at you? There's still a bunch of win conditions that we want to replicate.
Right.
So here, right now, why do you survive here? Is another question, right?
Because he took all the brunt of the attention, so I was able to zip over him. Because he could only take one fight at a time. He didn't know we were both super low.
Mm-hmm.
Behind. Rope.
And he missed some of his shots.
Right? And then that guy decides to run away. So you got some free shots, but the main thing is, right, is we know that a lot of success is coming from having some type of help from your team, right?
Yeah.
Immediate help, in a sense, right? As fast as possible. So now we know, okay, even if I'm bad at positioning, I don't know where to stand, how to take a fight, I know one thing that works for me. Helping my teams immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you play with your premates, watch your own videos and say, if I take this fight, do I have immediate help? Can I get immediate help? What could I have did before to make sure I get immediate help? Because you know it works for you.
Yeah.
You know it works for you. So why won't it work anywhere else? And this is now the puzzle you'll be playing, is how do I make sure I always have immediate help? That shit is hard to do.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But now we know we have something concrete. I don't want just help, I want immediate help. How can I get immediate help? And what are the situations
it would
where
either be my own positioning in like where, like if I'm like entry fragging as Pathfinder, you know, I'm getting up to a spot that my teammates can't get up to. It has to be like, is there a spot that I can either hold and not take any damage while my teammates run back up to me, or like run to a spot where they can shoot the enemy, or can I get my teammates to sit in a place where I can immediately like slide jump back or zip back?
So options, one thing is you're thinking about options. But just remember, right, is that being close to each other it allows certain things to happen. Like, for example, you guys to juggle aggro really easily. You can switch and stuff like that. But immediate help can be at any distance. And you can juggle aggro at any distance. It's all situational. But one thing we know concrete is juggling aggro and having immediate assistance, you know?
Right.
If you can deliberately do it, that's the goal. When you guys know, I'm taking the aggro, so you have to do this thing that I need you to do, that's when you guys are working together. Because if you take a 1v1 and no one gets to capitalize on that aggro that's been taken, there better be a damn good reason. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Damn good reason. So we're trying to deliberately create the situations that win us games. But so, if the opposite enemy doesn't do that, then they're screwed. So, like this caustic, right? If you rewind it at this caustic, when he approaches you, let's find what is the reason why this guy doesn't come with a teammate.
Because of the zone, probably. Like they got split up because of zone.
Mm-hmm. And would you have died if he came with his teammate? Yes.
Yes.
So what was he doing? The main thing on this guy's mind is, I'm gonna shoot at this guy that's not looking at me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's his way of helping. But what he's doing is running into a situation that he doesn't fully have a grasp on. He's just thinking he has to do it. If all of his effort went into staying next to his team, you would be getting double teamed right now, or he wouldn't even be here right now. Because all of his effort would have been in preparation for a moment that's going to happen somewhere.
Right.
Why is he even here right now? You know?
Yeah.
This got him killed.
He was taking the fundamentals of AUD and applying it.
Right?
But
so
not at a higher level.
Yeah. So we know that the answers are in front of us, you know? Now it gets even more tricky when you start micromanaging your actions and your movements to sync up with your team. But on a major fundamental aspect, it's clear as day. This guy gets double teamed by you. Your double team comes late, but he still gets double teamed by you. You're one shot, but you don't die immediately because someone else takes aggro from you and you get 3 shots. Like, this is what you want. Yeah. That lifeline could have easily switched to you and killed you too, but she was more scared. You know?
Right.
Decided to run away. So we know that people that try to flee in fights that don't understand the situation are also at a disadvantage. You know?
I think that's also the lifeline curse, where you see a down teammate, you like run to them, even though you're taking damage yourself, and you're like, maybe if I res them, it'll be better.
Yeah. So now we know that these guys didn't have the communication, right? Because if they did, he would have just shot at you, knowing that you're like near death.
Yeah.
So lack of information also got them killed. So we can see all of this in the video. Because what people are doing, I tell you one thing that people are doing, right? They're not going in games to lose. So we can use everyone as data. Why did they do that? Why did they do this? One thing we know they're not trying to do is throw the match. Right? Yeah. Everyone's doing something that makes sense and nobody is dumb. Right?
Right.
So we get good information just by watching the clip. Okay. It's just that there's things that people... Yeah, we can keep... There's just a lot of things that go on that people don't know about.
I downed him. Behind. Broke. Downed him.
Maybe you should have just, instead of zipping, I should have just shot him.
Maybe, but it worked. It worked.
Yeah. It was like, I think in that situation, one of us would have been downed either way.
Yeah.
We were both one hit, so...
Yeah. The good thing is that the fact that you wasn't right in front of the lifeline's face after he was done allowed you to get those shots as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that other team's trying to finish.
Careful, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to fight.
Should I just keep falling back?
Right. So there we have a major desync that it was abandonment. But the Wraith abandoned you. Because yes, she was weak, but she could have just held that wall. And if that guy came and shot at you, she would shoot. You know what I mean? Or if he shot at her, you would shoot. So you was in position to fight as a team there. But then you was left by yourself. And little things like that, you know, when you survive, you don't notice it. But when you die for it, it's like, oh,
you
fuck,
notice it.
I could have, I could have did this. You know what I mean?
Okay. So like the better decision there would have been a suit when the Wraith phased out, I should have been like, shit, I'm gonna be in trouble. Stop my med kit and then just zip away. Just zip away.
Well, I don't know. Like for me, let's rewind it. Let's see how I would done it.
Because
I don't really like
where I hold the med kit for a little too long.
Because one thing like the hindsight stuff is hard. I think your call is good. I think you can't necessarily back this guy up. You've already made a big move to come back here and heal. Now you're telling this guy I'm not ready. He has a choice to back down, right?
Mm-hmm.
He chose to stay out there, so now he's backing down. Play it a little bit, just a tad. So here, we know that someone could be pushing you guys. And as far as I'm concerned, they're probably going to see you first. If he holds that wall. But now that he's used his Q, there's no way in hell you're not going to get shot at. So, this is good. I probably would have returned fire here because I would have either cancelled that heal a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
If I got the heal off, yeah, I'm returning fire here as well. I'm definitely running. Yes. Yeah. I think everything went all right. The main thing is if you have synergy, this guy is your random, so you don't, right?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
don't.
he was pretty good.
Yeah, I
Just,
mean, like an agreement before the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. An agreement before the game is.
They got scared of us too because they didn't push that, which is really good for us.
Somebody gave me bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Can you crawl back?
Because the main thing that happened there is that he fleed and you fleed, which is what you want. Synergy.
Yeah.
They're healing again.
You know, you wasn't like, oh, I cracked this guy, I'm gonna go get him. You know that it's you guys are backing up, so you have that agreement there.
Yeah.
What you don't have is like the pre-made synergy of like, oh, like, you know, I'm not gonna abandon you. What are we doing? Are we leaving or are we staying? Kind of thing.
I only have one gun now. So here I'm like panicking. I'm like, where's the best place to go? Just kind of standing out in the open, which I probably shouldn't do, but I was just kind of like, where's a good place? Like, I need loot. I need.
All right. Pause it. I'm gonna quickly go to the restroom, and then I'll give you something that I do. One second.
Sure.
All right. I'm actually going to take this clip, and we're just gonna use frames, so it should be the quality should be okay.
Okay. Sure.
Where is it? So
is it about like decision making in general? Or...
Yeah, it's more it's just what I do. You're gonna obviously interpret how you do it. It's gonna hopefully feel like one of those things where people go, oh, I think I already do that, but more like clarity on it,
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it is something that everybody does, but it's just to what level and how we do it. What is actually going on? So let me stream this, and what do? I close yours. All right, so let me see if I can just get some frames. Give me a sec. Okay. So let's look. This takes information. You need information of the whole map, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna focus on it a little bit. So if you look at how you guys drop.
Oh man, there's 24.
Mm-hmm.
It might be very contested.
We have two
It's
different
super
predator, previous
blurry.
predator.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Okay, so right now, right, we can see a few teams going where you guys are heading in this direction, and we can see like 3 teams coming this way, and you can see a good portion of other teams going on the other side of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
One's dropping relay.
So
You know, and where are their teammate, man?
a load of time is going to pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've eliminated some squads here, and quite a few teams have been eliminated as well. And now the ring is, the location has been chosen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's now what's going on. So you guys come running from this direction here.
Yeah.
Right? And we know you've killed 2 teams up here. I think it was 2 teams have died up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So as far as you're concerned, this part is kind of free. You know what I mean? There's no one really following you guys this way. What we don't know is what's going on here. We saw teams landing around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where the alertness comes into play, and you see some teams and you fight. How many?
Over here, on me.
So give me a sec.
Right here. This guy. On me.
So there's 1, 2.
I downed him.
Me. Behind.
Yup.
Broke.
Okay. Now, so 2 teams, a few teams landed on this side of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are having quite a lengthy battle with this team. So this kind of means either they killed that team, if there was another team, or there's another team in this base over here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you know, though, is that there was probably no one coming to you guys. You guys had an engagement over here. You ran through here. So the chances of seeing people here right now is going to be slim. They're going to be coming from capacitor, is it called? Capacitor? Is in this direction, right? Underneath the bridge. And then you go left. So there may be a team over there, right? If you could stretch this map out, there may be a team over there. But it's you guys are kind of confirming that there's not an extra team around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are fighting. So you're worried about this base, the town, and this team that could be rotating in through capacitor way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Downed him.
He did his.
So this is what I'm scared of, right?
I don't know who I'm gonna see here, and there's a good chance that some lucky team is hearing shots and they're already on their way, right? But what you do know is that if there's a team coming from this side, right, you're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear them. Why? Because they're going to engage this team here. You know what I mean? And you're all trying to get into the ring. You're gonna see them. So if anything, this here, if you see another team, right, they're probably gonna take this town, hold out this team. So your decisions are to make sure this side is safe.
Yeah.
This is what you know what you're gonna do, because you don't want to fight.
I'm trying to find a spot where I pull up the map here, which I don't think I do for a while. That's probably not good.
I knocked two up here.
That other team's trying
It's all good. But
I'm just trying to find the map and look where the zone ended up being.
trying to finish him off.
But like I think the reason,
So I wasn't super worried about containment because like we cleared. We ran through a sorting factory. Not sorting factory. Oh my god, that wrong map. What's that place called again?
Capacitor, that place.
No. The one.
This?
The lake.
Spotted Lake.
Spotted Lake, yeah. We ran through Spotted Lake and there was like nobody there.
Yeah.
Right? And my our third was actually on the upper house on the left side. You know, the one with a massive zip line across? He was there and he didn't see anybody. So I just assumed all of Spotted Lakes was
empty.
Was empty.
Well, so
I knew all of Spotted Lakes was empty. Plus the teams at Broken were all fighting on the far side towards artillery.
Right. So my point is, right, is that here you want to run, and then you said you had a moment where you didn't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying
I was trying to figure out which POI to go to.
Right.
That had loot that wasn't also occupied by another team.
Right. So what keeps me alive, right, is knowing that there's a possibility that someone could be rotating through this side. We know what you've seen, but so much time is going by. I know how fast I can move through the map. There's jump towers and everything. So all I know is that I'm not rotating in this side, right? Because there's a team there. There's a team that I haven't fully cleaned up here, and I'm running away from this team, right? So what I do know is that I'm leaving, and look at the direction I'm heading in. Am I going into town? No. Why? Because I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to see there right now. Plus, this team isn't going to let me run there for free.
Yeah.
So the ring is going to close here. So the only thing I am scared of is a random team running through here. And why would they be running through? Because they could be around this area, if the map was bigger. They could be around this area and they could hear these shots. Because believe me, I'm running to take a look at what's going on over here. You know what I mean? I just want to take a look.
Yeah.
So for me running away with my team in this bad shape, the only thing I'm scared of is this.
Is that containment? Or sorry,
right?
Yeah, the team going from containment through pit into us.
They're coming.
Which side, left or right?
Through this alleyway here, because I don't think there's anyone in pit. I'd be very surprised if there was someone here, right? But right now, I know that after I'm getting away from this situation here, I just want to see.
Somebody gave me bubbles.
Right.
Can you crawl back here?
So you're still in, and you're trying to get your teammate, which is fine. This is all fine.
They're healing again.
So look, they're fighting, right? So there's something going on here, right? I guess. You know what I mean? And where the hell did they come from? Is it a team that came from here?
No, that was the other team that was fighting inside relay.
Inside here. So there's two teams here.
What the fuck that place is called?
Up here.
Yeah.
On the map.
They were no. So there was two teams when we
walked
up onto the hill.
There were two
Okay.
teams shooting at each other, and those are the two teams.
Okay. So the two
Like the
teams that were
Wraith-
here are still here.
Yeah. So like that Wraith that I was aiming at right there is one
Mhm.
team, and then the Caustic and the
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. So
Lifeline are two
That other
different.
team's trying to
or
find
the
So
same team. And then
same
I assume the Watch is
situation.
also the other one.
Same situation then, because you've got
Mhm.
something that you know is going on here, and we just don't know if the places that you're gonna want to head into. If you don't want to fight this, right? If you don't want to
Mhm.
check out, the fight is taking long, and you want to recover. How do I do this? Right, you're gonna get him.
It's fine. They're hitting each other. We can.
Because the biggest thing that's working against you guys right now is time. This fight engagement went on so long that we just don't know who's gonna be at that bunker, who's gonna be here, and who's gonna be there. We don't know until you check for yourself.
Fun, man.
Yeah.
So now, this is what you're doing.
I have zero
I would
vision,
rather
so it's
make sure,
for me.
yeah,
I only
over
have
here,
now.
make sure that there's nothing crazy coming through here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you don't necessarily have to go through there, but you want to know. Because this team is going to win. When they come over and they hear these guys fighting and you guys are weak,
Mhm.
they're going to get so many kills.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
We're running.
Yeah, I was just trying to breathe.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, because there's.
You scanning here?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm farther than you.
That's perfect. So that's how I make my decisions, because I'm trying to confirm with the information I have, right? I have two teams
Right.
fighting here, and no one has pushed them, right? Which means no one is around here. There's the only thing you'll see are teams rotating in. You know, that will start to hear
Yeah.
shots when they get close. So there could be a team that's just moving around. You know? And that's the team you
Mhm.
don't want to run into, because they're going to test you. You know?
Yeah.
They're going to test you. But you've confirmed something with all this shooting, right? There's probably
nobody
no one
coming.
here. Yeah. Because they would hit these guys, if there was someone here, they would hear all of these shots going
Mhm.
on. But you don't know 100% till you check yourself. So just check. But it's a good chance that no one's here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is how we decide. But beyond this is where you have to be very cautious. So now that you guys are going to be able to heal up quickly, because you're not going to let these guys come into the ring for free.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell they can have this fight here outside of the ring, and we're going to let them come in feeling like we own this spot. You know?
We do let them come into the ring for free, because when we see them come in, they're much more looted up than we are. We can't take a fight. You'll see. I make the call. I'm like, or I don't know if I make the call, but they go in a direction that like wasn't directly threatening to us. So I'm just like, stay back. Don't shoot at them.
That's good. Yeah. If you can't fight, you can't.
I'm making ammo.
But that's what's going through my mind. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how this ends, and they're not coming in for free. If they are way better looted, cool. You know.
They rest.
If you want, I have zipline for that.
We're just holding them out. Because they're in a bad situation. You know, they have to move because of the ring.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to drop.
Alright. Do you have shield cells, Mike?
Nope.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
All right, everyone is doing this. I'll be like, yo, let's take a look. Let's
I'm gonna
make
go
sure.
up here and look,
You
make
know?
sure they're not coming our way.
So you have the right idea, in my opinion. You
Right
have
here,
the
I
right
hear
idea.
them.
They're here.
But you're alone. You know.
Yeah.
Do you need heavy?
Yes, but they're coming. They're coming.
So this is the difference
Can you scan?
in these lobbies, because it becomes more
They're running running down.
everyone is gonna be holding each other out and knowing which team is at a huge disadvantage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They got to rotate in for free, so now you've got some fair fights, and it's very horrible. You know. So
yeah. Also, he disconnected.
Yeah, 100%.
And it was a miracle that they didn't push us there because we were just like, oh shit.
100%, because they should be thinking like, where's that other team? There was another team around, and everyone has a bloodhound nowadays.
Well, they were a Caustic, Watson, and Lifeline. I'm not good at punching.
So what you're gonna have to do though, I think, in your regular games, right? What you're gonna have to do, your decisions I think are pretty good. What you do is pretty good and everything like that. I think you're doing a lot of the right things a lot of the time. So I think what would make you a better player is actually trying to do more of what other people want to do. So you're gonna be giving up a lot of your cool, good ideas, and you're trying to do what other people want to do. And when you can get people to do what you want to do, also make that happen. Try to make that happen without just giving orders, though. You know, try and get it like, yo, can we do this, or we should do this, and then hear what they say and respond correctly. If they are showing that they can't do it or they don't want to, then don't do it. And really try to make the best thing happen with what's going on, because you have the right idea to make sure that the team doesn't come to you guys, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? What you don't see, right?
They rest.
If you...
I need shield.
Right here.
Fair, me too. Let's just loot then. This whole place is looted.
I'm gonna check the drop.
This guy wants to take the drop. So already I'm like, I'm gonna help this guy take the drop. Whether it's I watch him or I move slightly close to him, but one thing I ain't gonna do is something completely different, right? Because
Do you have shield cells?
like, you guys think you're safe, but you're never safe. You know what I mean?
Right.
We know relatively you're safe, but how often do we just die unexpectedly? Get beamed, or just take that one Kraber shot, or something unexpected happens and you're no longer with each other, because you both have two different motives. You know? This should be like, yo, we should make sure they don't come in, blah blah blah. But that's already gone. The we should do this is already gone because he wanted to check the package. And if they suddenly get into a fight,
I'm gonna go up here and look.
you'd be kicking yourself. You know what I mean? Do they have the skill to hold off a whole team until you get back? I don't know.
They're here.
But now you know they're there, and the team is
Well,
going, yo, I think there's one guy here, maybe we should
I
rush
had a
him.
feeling that he was relatively safe.
That
like,
feeling is
in
going to get
terms
you
of,
killed.
like, how I would, like, in terms of how people play at this level now, I don't think people would just be holding that massive area outside that has no cover.
Right. This, well, I can take your word for it that you're good on this, right? But I'm telling you that is going to get you killed in the long run. Because when you assume they're safe, that's when people... How often do we look at teams and go, how many are there? 3 of them? Yo, one of them split. Right? Why does that happen? Do you do that? If you don't do that, then maybe you don't know. But we look for that. People always think they're safe, and we take the opportunity. They could so much as just, climb on a tower, man. One of them climbed on a tower. Yo, there's only 2 here. Let's get them. Or let's push that. Can we? You got a jump pad? Boom. Because they thought they were safe. So how often are you correct? It's a habit. Because we feel these things. It's a habit. And I'm constantly... No, dude.
No. Like, are we doing that? You want that? You want that thing? Okay, I'm watching you. You know what I mean?
But then if I go and look, like if I go and support him for the care package, then
you
what
don't
if
get
the
to
team
do
from the
this.
back rolls up,
Right.
Like
You're together.
I had to pick one direction to look
Yeah.
versus the other, and I picked the direction that I know there's people.
Right. So my thing is that you're doing this and it's working out, right? But it's going to get you guys killed more often when you get to the higher level. It's better to have a better habit. Because you're going to need to be a lot more in sync. Because teams are looking for these things. I'm looking for them. If I see a team in a distance and I see one just skating off somewhere and I know, like, we can just jump them. Because you don't know where we are. We're hiding from you. You know? We heard the fight a long time ago. Now we're hiding to see where you guys go. So what's more consistent is what you want. You have to be 100% sure when you break away. You know? 100%. Because that 1% that you're not is what's going to create the inconsistencies. Every time you get away with something that doesn't punish you, it makes it stronger. It strengthens your bad habit. So it's just like my advice. Like, when someone says they want to do something, I think it will be better for you to then be more on board with what they want to do than with what you know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you already know the right thing, and you'll be a lot better off using that information correctly with your team, if that makes sense. You know, rather than I'm gonna go handle this. I need to go find out for myself. You know, the amount of times people die like that, bro. It's so often. It's so often. I'm killing people like that every day.
I feel like I do it, like, I guess not consistently enough, but I do it like that. I do make it a point.
I can see that.
Especially if they're a character with like 0 mobility. Like, he's a wraith. So I also felt a little bit safer letting him go. Plus, I'm a Pathfinder, so I can move over to him quickly. But if he was like a Bloodhound or like a Lifeline or something, I'd be fucking staring that shit down.
Yeah. You need to just play in better lobbies. So get out of this and definitely play in better lobbies, because then it's gonna make sense.
Bro, you say just play in better lobbies. I'm trying.
No, you're gonna get there. You're getting there. It's good.
I was solo QA and I lost like 80 points, but I earned 200 points this night in like 3 games.
Yeah, you're getting there. Don't even rush it. But all I'm saying is, when you do get into the better lobbies, it's gonna make a lot more sense. Because there's so much things that we don't do. It's unnecessary when there's more important things at hand. Because, like, you die too fast, man. This game, you die way too fast for doing something that you wanted to do because you thought it was a good idea, you know? It needs to be a group effort.
Okay.
You know? A group effort. And it's just a good time.
One more scene. I have to leave in about 15-ish minutes. So, if you skip forward a little bit to like sort of like the last engagement, like, because we just loot for a little while. Back up. So essentially, like, we hold that, the other team rotates towards bunker, and they go. They take the path in front of bunker.
There's still another team on the bottom left, right?
And here
in this side or this side?
The left side.
The left side, okay.
So that left side, they rotate that way, while we're still
wait
chilling at the
first.
houses. And then when the zone moves, this is where we like start pushing. I'm like, hey, like we should just hold and like wait. There's only 3 teams, 4 teams. I can't even tell.
Was your guy shooting?
Yes.
Okay, just really quickly. So it's Gregory, right? So if we was to, what's it called? He obviously moved down there. What we call this is like soft leaning. We move in a way that It's not too dangerous. We can get out. So that's what's it called? What he's doing right now. You know what I mean?
But he didn't get out. He's hardly here.
All right. So now if he's choosing to go back, he's hardly in.
We scared him off. That guy scared him off.
Like, I'm taking shots, but I'm like, we need to move back.
But not with.
Yeah. Because what we want is that not to happen solo. You know?
But I can't save him.
No, of course
I would
not.
just be running to my death if I ran in there to try and save him.
No, this isn't on you.
So at this point, I had to just leave him.
Yeah, this is the best thing that you're doing. So to prevent this, you know, is something that
Actually, earlier I was telling him like we need to pull back.
Yeah.
Bottom
And
left,
I think
right?
he just got tunnel vision. Like, see how far back I was? I was like,
Wait for
like,
them to fight first.
I was telling them like, don't shoot yet.
Yeah. So this is good behavior from used to. I think, because you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know. So the only thing here would be what's it called? You get to choose what you want to do, but this is good. This is very good because used to are still working as a pair. You can see the overall situation, and this isn't what you want. You don't desire it, and for good reason.
That Wraith is. We scared him off. That guy scared him off.
Wait, not with you. Get out. Dude, we're gonna... Mike, back up. See if you can take the zipline out.
See, your awareness,
I couldn't.
your awareness of the whole situation is way higher than these two, I think.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And your awareness is what you're not used to playing against, probably. Not that you'll do just fine, I think. But this is what you're doing and what you see, how you feel, is what everybody feels in the diamond lobbies, I believe. And the ones that don't feel this way are the ones that are having the inconsistent games. So if you could play with 3 Kens, you know what I mean? You would be able to see a consistency that maybe you don't get to experience often. You know what I mean? So the only way you're going to get that consistency is through communication and sacrifice in certain things of your own, you know?
Yeah.
You need to find a way to communicate well.
But if I feel like in this fight, in this engagement, I was communicating it as best as I could.
Yeah,
and
no,
I was
it's perfect.
You just gotta move. I'm not taking this engagement. You will die.
You're doing it perfect. It's fine here.
Dude,
But then my friend Mike,
back up.
he's like taking a fight, and I was like, there's no way I can even help you because I'm just gonna get shot at from the right.
Right.
So I just kind of
See if
leave
you
him to
can
die
take the
because I
zipline
cannot.
Nope, I couldn't.
Like, he was still at the spot that I was
They're
at.
fighting now. They're fighting.
Yeah.
So over here, I just rat until second place.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, no, it's fine. You did fine. So we see that what you saw and how you felt was correct. There's nothing really much to be told there. The only other options you had were what you said, is like fight and die. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's the right option. It's just now figuring out when is it correct to do that. And the only reason why it was correct to run away here, in a sense, is because it's the late game. You know where the last 2 squads are, and you're going for a placement. If you had just dropped, maybe it would have been good to try and keep everyone together and be like, yo, like, Rafe is going in, let's see what happens, let's go help. And you fight until you definitely know, oh shit, we're not winning this, let's go. You know? And that's a spacing thing. But you're doing fine. I think the only thing, Ken, is just you to be able to play with
better people, or be able to teach yourself.
That's a lot easier said than done, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe I can grab you more. I don't know, because I'm quite busy doing a bunch of other things with different people and other games and shit. But
Yeah.
I don't think you should worry too much. I think you should just, when I say like to improve you as a player, I just want you to experience different things. You know what I mean? That's why I said, like, you can see the right idea, but you're gonna see so much more when you now trust that you know you've got the right idea, but you're gonna try and do something better for your team. This is gonna allow you to see the mistakes that your teammates make even more, and you're trying to strengthen those mistakes. You're trying to make those mistakes not mistakes. You know what I mean? This is gonna grow you a little bit. It's like the game when you showed me with Jay. You wanted to get a different position, not move in there too hastily, but was there a way you could have moved in with Jay and not so much throw yourself into the fire with him, but be there for him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I could have taken just the back door and just like played the back boxes instead of actually running 2J.
Yeah, when you figure out how to do that, because you're like, you'll be asking yourselves the right questions, like, I know the enemy's over there and I'm thinking to go up here, but what is my team doing is the big question. And then you will do something else, and this is going to strengthen you, because the moment you do play with teams that are doing the right thing and nothing too crazy, you're going to see all the hard work that you put in pay off. You know what I mean? This is you're in a sense ready for that. It's a shame that you I don't like, what rank are you now?
Plat 1 still, man. I've been hovering Plat 1 because of games like this, where I play with. So like, I don't know. I
but
play
do
with
what
my
you
friend
did
Mike.
here. Do what you did here is if you see that things are going too bad, then you hold back. Try your best to communicate. Try your best to communicate these things early and see it early. Because the Dr. Weaves guy, is that your brother, did you say?
No, he's my friend.
Your friend. He listens to you. He might not be able to act out everything he needs to do right there and then. But if you give him something early, he's going to be more prepared and more ready, more consistent. This guy is a good teammate. I can see it.
Oh, he's a fantastic teammate.
Right? So you can easily climb with this guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why like I duoed with him and didn't play any more solo queue. Yeah. Dr. Weaves, he's a really, really good teammate in the fact that I have been playing with him for the last 900 hours that I played this game. There's only been probably 100 hours that me personally have not really played with him. And that would be when I joined this Discord and played with you guys.
Yeah.
So we know each other really, really well. He knows how I play. I know how he plays, and I always know that we're at a spot where like we'll both drop everything to back each other up if it doesn't involve getting us fully killed.
Yeah, I would prefer to see more clips with him.
Yeah. Sure.
Like, just I would say get like 5 random engagements. You can show Nanda as well. He's one person that I definitely trust to handle.
I think I probably have some. I have another one that I had Bongo review.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll record some more when me and Mike play a bit more.
Definitely keep him. Understanding certain things on a duo level is going to be great, and it's going to help you guys with Jay and Rip. You'll be able to assist them better and communicate better with them, because you honestly, you're probably stronger than them all right now.
That is what
So
some people have told me.
yeah, so it's more responsibility.
I know, and that's why like they have me IGLing, but it is hard because I
Yeah.
don't know how
And
to
you're
play.
gonna have to give up a lot, trust me, because people won't see. But it still makes you stronger. It still makes you stronger, dude. You just like you're honestly you're fine though. You're definitely so
Yeah.
fine, dude. Like you're not you're not platinum, dude. You're definitely diamond, man. I would I don't know. Somehow we need to play, or we need.
Somehow get me up to diamond.
Yeah, because
You're getting there, man.
you need it.
Oh man, it's
Getting there,
that
sorry.
last little bit, man. It's been up and down and up and down. Like I'll have 3 good games, and then I'll have like 8 bad games. But the bad games, I'll only be down by like 10 or 16 points every single game.
Did you download Splitgate?
I did, but
Yeah,
I deleted it since I haven't had time to play it.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's not needed. Yeah.
Because like
Nanda.
I barely have enough time to like try to improve, like as in
No,
like actually
you're-
get help like these sessions,
You're improving, dude.
and
Ken,
then
the first time I played with Ken, and remember when I was telling you stuff, and then we did, I was like, just include me, and you were kind of like panicking around, but you were very aware, dude. It was for me. I was like, shit, like he did it right away. Usually this takes like days. I don't get what you mean. You did it in like 10 minutes, dude.
yeah.
Like I like in a sense I have this knowledge, but it doesn't mean that I'm better than you. You're doing it. What you don't have is you don't have like a Nanda. You don't have a Spectre. You don't have these people that can match like what you're trying to do. I think that's the thing. So you have to do a lot of sacrificing, but it's still good. It's still a good thing to learn. It's still very, very powerful, and it makes you stronger. Knowing what's going on, knowing how your team behaves, and moving around them. It means you don't get to do what you think is right, but you still get to do something very good, and you still get to grow and learn. You know, it's crazy, man. You're really, really fucking good, and you don't need any sessions, dude. You just need some more experience.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Hello.
Yo.
I think you
Yeah.
you need
Yeah, I
more.
think-
You need to play with more people that match your skill level, or maybe that are a bit higher that have a bit more experience than you do.
Yeah.
I think you would be able to pick up the speed, that you are actually capable of playing in. But I feel like other players that you play with, they're just naturally not as fast as you are in any aspect, So they're slowing you down in the things that you want to do, and it prevents you from learning stuff and experiencing stuff, that you would have to experience to improve even further. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that you could improve so much faster if you could just do the things that you have in mind without
Yeah.
people, that without having to like wait for people, because they're
Yeah.
slowing you down.
It is. I do notice that a lot of time. I'm like, let's go. We gotta hit this before this, and they're like, wait, I'm still looting, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And I just stand there and watch until like maybe like a half a minute, and then we start going, and then there's a team there already. I'm like, this is exactly what I fucking need.
It's not just like speed in like looting or movement or anything, but speed in general in like decision making, split second decision making, and overall experience and stuff. Like these things accelerate your overall gameplay. Because when you play with like a very very skilled player, I remember the first time I got queued up with current season, I think Predator or something. Two of them actually. They were duoing, two of them, and I was running after them. I was chasing them the whole game. It was
I've had those
seasons
games
ago.
too, definitely.
Yeah, I was chasing them, and I just couldn't keep up. They were running like there is no legend in the game, except Octane and Pathfinder that actually accelerates movement speed, right? And they weren't playing these characters, but I was still chasing after them the whole time.
Yeah.
Why? It's not because I was moving slower. It was because the overall decision making was just not as fast. Because I would take 30 seconds clearing an area, just peeking, scouting, and it would take them 5 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
Because they already know. They have all sorts of scenarios in their head, and they've memorized where people were landing. They've memorized all sorts of things, and they hear things, they see things, they see visual cues, hear sound cues, and it gives them an idea of what to do next, and they go for it, right? And they were chatting about all sorts of things. Yeah, my dad was like, he got himself a new cab. Not even talking about the game. They were just they were playing casually, and I was just trying to hard stack with them and keep up with them. It was not possible. And
no, I know exactly what you mean, because like before, like probably like half a year ago, I sent a LFG request in the Apex LFG server.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, someone teach me how to push. And Murdog actually joined my group.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I played with Murdog for a couple of games, and I remember he was playing Octane though, so he was like he was pretty fast. But even the one game he played as Lifeline, I was like, what the fuck? Like I haven't even picked up guns yet, and he's already moved on to the next spot. I'm like, it's just trying to go as fast as possible.
There are a lot of like mechanics stuff. Like I think Spectre has a good guide already prepared for like a looting guide.
It's not prepared. I'm working on it. Hang on.
Yeah, but he's about to publish it soon, I suppose.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I have a pretty decent
I have
idea
no
on
fucking
like...
word. Don't put words on my fucking mouth, dude. It's not done. I'm making one.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, now I have a better idea, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have an idea of like what I want for loot and stuff like that. Like my priorities, and I don't need to pick up certain things if I don't have the time for it.
Exactly.
Because like when I played with Murdog, I was a gold player, like a straight, have not hit plat yet gold player. So that was like the fucking time of my life there. I was like, I've only got to play 2 games with him because he had to go to ALGS. But man, that was rough, man. I felt like I wasn't even learning. I couldn't even learn anything because I was just trying my best to keep up and run after him.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna hop on the other chat. I'm gonna vibe while I write the fucking guide right now because look. Here's one thing that I keep hearing. Like, people have this common fucking problem that they are looting and it takes so fucking long. That's why I want to make this guide right now since you reminded me. So I will be right fucking back.
I also have to go because I have to go to work. I still have to change and everything. So
Yeah.
Thank you
you're
guys
fine
so
though.
much
You're fine.
for the input though.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're perfect, dude. Like I can't wait to
Dude,
see.
I want to play with you guys, or at least like Vizo or Jeremy or something.
Yeah, play with them, man.
More.
Shit. Like they're
Cause
good.
Man, I don't want to like shit on people, but most of the times when I group up with people, they're always worse than me.
No. It's something that you're always gonna experience, and it's gonna get more like that the better you get.
But like, I have not been able to play up to people on my team. You know what I mean? It's always me having to pull people up. Like, because when I used to play competitive Ultimate Frisbee, like I would go to these tryouts for these pro teams and stuff, and like get my ass handed to me. but I would learn so much from it because
Yeah.
I had to play at a higher, like I had to
Mhm,
elevate my game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like not being able to do that is kind of difficult for me to like learn as a whole because then I'm not playing against better people. I'm not playing with better people.
Platinum is too easy for you, honestly. It's way too easy.
Yeah.
Like it was, I was not able to realize that until I queued up with Atro Inspector.
It
in
feels
Diamond.
hard.
I honestly I don't. It doesn't anymore. Like Diamond doesn't anymore.
No,
it
but
feels
like
pups
platinum
to
still
me.
feels hard. At least to climb.
Yeah. But right now, like the last few games we had in Diamond, they felt like pups. We were, like, I remember when Etro and we started the duo grind in Diamond, we were happy to have 4 KP mid game, right?
Yeah.
And when like the last few games we played yesterday together with Spectre, with the synergy we've built up in like 2 hours, or actually not 2 hours, that's a lie. We've built it over a course of a few weeks, right? Trying to figure out things and solidify things. After all that, we were able to get like consistent 4, 5, 6 KP at the beginning of the game, and it honestly felt like pups. Diamond lobbies felt like pups to us. It wasn't any harder or different. It's just by applying the things that we've figured out and the synergy we had. There was no one fighting of 1v1. No one doing something on their own. Always at least 2 guns pointed at one person.
Yeah, there's a lot. We'll get you involved. We'll do something. We'll find
That would be great. I would love to play with you guys a little bit. And I want Mike to get better too, so I can like play with him on that level. But the man is just not as committed to improving as I am. So.
Yeah. No, we need.
What can you do?
We'll do all. I'm gonna try and get.
By the way, he's in this server, so you should ping him and be like, "Hey, let's do a session."
There's always so much going on. The main thing is like getting people that can teach it. For me, I'm more interested in those that can teach it.
That's fair. All right, I like for sure. I actually have to go now because
Yeah,
I'm gonna
take care, man.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right,
see you, man.
See you.
Yeah.
I'm writing that fucking guide.
How far? Like I thought you were done with that.
None.
All right, I'm gonna end this stream.